one's in yet.
Oh. My lips look great here.
Yeah, you do. You're a beat.
Yeah.
You said yeah.
Thank you. I'm still, God is still working on me.
Do I do my professor glasses?
I think if you have to read them, save them for that. Save them for the right there. Who are you talking to?
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the live. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm basking in your beauty.
Okay, we got 8 people so far. Hey, Stacy. Hey, Coldest. Hey, Berta. Hey, Harriet. Hey, Corporate Curly. Hey, FGD. So Aggie. Okay, we got some girls up in here. Hi, Stacy. Lori. Okay. Hi, Chandra. Hey, Coldest Live. This is my friend Aaron. Aaron, do you want to introduce yourself?
What should I say?
So Aaron is one of my close friends for quite some time, and he is
years at this point.
the maker of that. The woman that I am today.
I'm not the maker.
I think you are.
Why?
I think you inspire a lot of people to get on their fashion and to step
Oh,
on next.
yes.
To step on
I
next.
also inspired you to
Yes, for TikTok, he inspired me to
start
share.
doing this.
To share. So any questions that you have around stepping on people's
Hello.
necks, y'all need to ask him. So today, usually I have a curriculum. Today I don't have a curriculum. Check my ebook out in my bio. But today's gonna be more of like a Q&A. So if you have any questions around stepping on people's necks, if you have any questions around dressing, social scenes, I would say Aaron is an expert in a lot of those things.
A male version.
A male version. Also, a lot of men ask me questions around dressing and things like that. Aaron is the person who's going to do it. So Aaron is going to be the guy who is talking about, he was the one who really taught me how to dress down. He was the one who really taught me how to
You don't give yourself enough credit. I think I've helped maybe
inspire,
push you to go further.
Yes.
And to try other different
He has inspired. Okay, so we got the first question from Chandra, which is, how do you step on people's necks in Europe?
What part of Europe?
Yeah, what part of Europe are you going to? It also depends on what time of year. So if you're going to Cannes is very casual. So when I went to Cannes for the first time, I actually did not pack correctly because Cannes is a lot of networking and it's very linen, very airy, very breezy. And if you're overdressed, like if you're dressing for New York Fashion Week or for like an Art Basel, overly sexy, tight cutout, it's not going to read well in a space in Europe. Europe is giving quiet luxury, jasmine toques, like a linen set, a nice breezy dress. That to me is stepping on necks in Europe.
I would also ask like what you're going for, like exactly right. Like if you're going to Cannes but like if you're going to like Paris Fashion Week, you're going to have a different thing depending on what your intention is. Because like if you want to be photographed like street style, like they are looking for like
avant-garde fashion.
Not even necessarily avant-garde, but just like stepping on necks. Like you have on a full look versus like and what you're describing is exactly right too. Like you don't necessarily want to be giving all that if you're there for something else. So it really depends.
Yeah. So let us know where you're going. Let's see. How to step on necks as an early childhood teacher.
I was an early childhood teacher.
So how did you step on necks even then?
I guess it depends on whose necks you're trying to step on. Is it the kids? Is it the parents? Who is it? I actually did. I did teach for America right out of graduate school. So I did teach little kids. So it depends on, can you expand on that question?
Yeah, expound on that. Oh, we met at Sports Beach in Cannes. Thank you, honey. Any tips for apple-shaped women? So do you know apple shape?
Give me a person.
Apple. I can't give you a person.
Like a celebrity.
Apple shape is like an apple. So most of their weight is in midsection, boobs, midsection.
Got it. So you always want to accentuate whatever your strengths are.
Sounds like legs and arms.
So like so I would probably do. Let's see, maybe how tall? Because to me, I would do something that wasn't necessarily like form-fitting, maybe it was more of an A-line, but if you're tall, then I would cut it short so it would accentuate your legs and make you look more slender. Or just
She's 5'6".
5'6".
That's tall enough. Yeah, that's tall enough.
Exactly that. Yeah.
Okay, advice for women with more urban street style but want to look more elevated. That's a good question.
Yeah, that is. How are you with sneakers? Do you like sneakers? I think an easy way is to just be dope on your sneaker game. I'm a sneaker collector. So, like, if you have fly-ass sneakers, that will automatically elevate whatever your streetwear look is.
Yeah.
So I would start with your footwear, honestly.
Okay, she said she loves sneakers. What kind of sneakers do you love?
I'm a Nike person primarily, so my collection is primarily Jordans and then Air Maxes, Dunks. Mm-hmm. But I do have like Yeezys and things like that. It really depends on what brand you feel most, I don't know, speaks to you. I would say the easiest brand to start with is Nike, and the easiest ones to get are Dunks. I think Dunks are very versatile. Low Dunks, they pretty much go with everything, and you can get some fly ones, some fly collabs. You can also, if you don't have much of, if you have a smaller budget, you can get some for $110. Mm-hmm. Like Jordans are going to be more expensive. They're going to be between like $180 and $250. So it depends on your budget.
Okay. I love that. What about, I'm not a sneaker girl, and if I wanted to...
You did wear a pair of Yeezys once. That was nice.
That was impressive.
Nice. You're trying.
Yeah, I tried a thing.
It was good work.
I don't like no damn sneakers. Please don't get the Panda Dunks. I don't even know what Panda Dunks.
Yeah, maybe they're the black and white. Yeah, I wouldn't get those. Everyone has. I have a pair for travel. Like I love to travel in those. They're easy, but yeah, I wouldn't start with the Panda. Yeah. I would if you're trying to like step on necks. You're not gonna do that with the Pandas.
Can you be a neck stepper and streetwear sneaker girl?
Absolutely.
I think you can.
Absolutely.
But how can you do that without giving into like the typical feminine Barbie doll energy, bad energy?
I think it's always accentuating. If you are okay, I think it depends on your MO. So are you more tomboy or do you just like streetwear? Because those aren't the same thing. You can like streetwear and be high fin. You can also be a tom. You know what I mean? So I guess it depends on your energy. And I also think it depends on like what other things you enjoy. So do you still like doing like hair and makeup? Are you just very tomboyish?
So I almost like create polarity. So if you're giving a little bit more streetwear sneakers, maybe the face is beat. Right. Maybe the hair is done. So you're able to. Tiana Taylor is a great example of that. Perfect example.
Thank you. Yeah, she's great.
Thank you. Okay, so we have a couple more questions.
Lori Harvey.
At times, and that's the other thing. I think both of them have duality where they give. That's not their only look. That's not their only aesthetic. Right. Okay. What was the shift for you? What inspired you to go from a non-neck stepper to a neck stepper?
That's a good question. Who asked that? Z.
Okay.
That's a great question, Z.
I would say, in my own way, I've always stepped. I think neck stepping is within you. I think I've always stepped on necks. My mom is an OG neck stepper.
She is.
My mom is, and she never let me go out the house with my hair undone. We always had like cute little outfits put together. My mom never let me walk on the street. So let's say I was going from my house and I needed to go somewhere else, like let's say a bookstore or something that was within walking distance. She would never let me walk. She was like, perception is everything. I don't want people seeing my daughter walking on the street. That's just not where if I have to drive you, I will drive you 2 seconds. So I was ingrained culturally from a very young age to step on people's necks, or at least be hyper aware of perception. But there was a moment, I think in your late 20s, when you don't have as much money and you're sort of like in college, everyone is your peer, that you're not as inclined to step on people's necks. But I think as I started to move in different spaces, when I was no longer in my peer category, like college or like fresh out of college, and then I started to be in rooms with women who were older than me, and I saw how they moved through rooms. I am someone who gets a lot of inspiration by osmosis, like by being in this space and observing. And I saw how when certain women walked into a room, the room tilted.
It changed.
People cared. When certain women showed up and were wearing a certain bag or certain shoe, or even had a certain energy or aura, the respect that they got, the reverence that they got, the immediate attention that they got in a very positive way accelerated. So I began to observe that like outcomes in life and moving through the world becomes easier the more that you step on necks. And so I had a lot of women around me who are certified neck steppers, and I started to look at how they were moving, their clothes, their hair, their dress, and I started to emulate what felt authentic and natural to me. And as someone who, once again, it was always in me. No one could ever say they ever saw me raggedy, but there were times where I paid more attention to it than others. As someone who's been on both sides, stepping on folks' necks is always more fun. Stepping on people's necks will always have better life outcomes for you. Stepping on people's necks will
if you do it ethically.
Ethically, say more.
Karma's a bitch.
Oh, when I say
like
stepping on necks, I
like
really
stepping on necks, like you don't have to
step on people.
No, you don't have to harm anyone
yes,
to step on someone's
That's what I'm
necks.
saying. So I also am saying this colloquially, like stepping on people's necks has actually really nothing to do with other people. It has everything with leaning into who you are with conviction. Like whatever and this doesn't have a specific aesthetic. It doesn't have a specific, look. Some people think of stepping on necks as having like long hair no, it has everything to do with leaning 100% into who you are and doing it with conviction and doing it authentically. And people know what time it is. People can read that energy when you show up and you're like, it's me. Have you seen that Lori Harvey video where she's coming up the stairs?
Yeah. Oh, I think you said it to me.
That's stepping on necks. I know. I'm trying to schedule more when I'm on live, but honestly, it's when the spirit moves me. Hi, Tiffany. Please don't get the pain. Okay, glow up for a recent college grad. She's 21, trying to elevate her look.
I think your early 20s is a great time to experiment with different things. I think that's a great time to just try different things. So I think it depends on. I would ask her like what at least right now as a 21, as you sit here, what's your dream of yourself? Like what? It's not saying that won't change or that can't change, but like right now, what is that? And then what does that look like to you? And then I would start maybe trying to find looks that kind of kind of aligned with that.
Yeah, I like that. Sort of envision your highest self and then go from there. Looks as an exec at a strategy consulting firm. I focus so much on FS. What's that?
Financial services.
Financial services.
Is that financial services? So mainly white.
Oh yeah, that is financial services.
Looks as an exec at strategy consulting firm. What's the dress code? What's the dress code on? What's the dress policy? Also, you don't want to step on. There's a time and a place to step on necks, and you don't want to step on necks to the detriment of your career. Right. And so I had a one-on-one with a young lady who she's a neck stepper. She says she dresses, but she notices that people like make some slick comments about her, like you always dressing up. You have to also observe the culture of where you work. Yeah. And if stepping on necks is not part of that culture, it could potentially harm you in the future. So maybe you look real regular at work, or kind of look what the senior level executives are doing and emulate that. That is your version of stepping on necks at work. Right. And then outside of work, then that's when you really step on necks. Right. What energy do you give when you definitely stepped, but that there's another in the room that killed it? Oh, I look, pay homage. Now the dry ass hoe. Oh, now the dry ass hater. Pay homage. You killed it. Pay homage, because she sees you too. If you showed up looking good and she showed up looking better, 1, pay homage. 2, use it as inspiration. And 3, it's not even a comparison. You're still that girl. Yeah. Oh. But some people, there's always room for let's go further. And it's like, someone might come in there and eat that shit up. And that's the best inspiration. Trust me, next time you will be next stepping. Anytime I have been in a room and I'm like, oh, I could have looked a little bit better. This girl really ate me up. These 5 girls really ate me up. Didn't happen again. She ate it up. And I'm going to be honest, some folks eat it up. Yeah, it won't happen again. New Balance 530s. Do you know those? Yeah, so New Balance numbers, I'd be lying if I say I know every single number and what, because also New Balance because using my language, some of them look very similar. I think with New Balances though, generally, and I have told my clients this, you really have to find the silhouette that works for your body type. Some of them can make you look, just make you look real whack. Like it's just like those Timbs. Like you have the Timbs that if y'all know Timbs, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all have the Timbs that you want to wear to school, and then you have the Timbs that look like they came from like the Marshalls. Oh. No shade, there is a difference. It's just like that. There's slight nuances that with New Balances you need to be careful. So it's really case by case. I want to elevate my look, but don't want to be distracted. Ooh, I slid all the way down. Want to elevate my look, but don't want to be distracting. Where are we?
Yeah.
At work, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And a social event, what's your intention?
Yeah, I mean, you always want to be distracting at a social event. But if it's at work, 100%, you don't need to be distracting. At the end of the day, never mess up your coin for the sake of proving a point. Like, look, at the end of the day, I work in music, it's very casual. I don't dress casually, but it also doesn't have any detriment to me because I'm just not a casual girl. But a lot of people can wear crop tops, jeans, shorts, no bra. That's the kind of work environment I work in. It's not for me, but that's how people work. But also me dressing up is not being distracting. Yeah, Google was also like that as well. But at the end of the day, always focus on your money first, not at the detriment. Jody, heels you can recommend that are comfy for women who are still learning to wear heels. Not a Steve Madden shoe. Don't get caught by Steve Madden. That's a really good question.
What would you recommend?
Stuart Weitzman. Do not get Louboutins.
No. Definitely not a so-cake.
Definitely
not a so-cake.
The one time I was in Louboutins, I was slipping and sliding.
You were slipping and sliding? I was there.
You were there. I was hoping you didn't remember. I was like, whoa.
That's okay. You got okay for professionals.
I've never worn them again.
That is a shoe for a heel wearer.
Yeah,
and I don't know wear heels, but
I wear heels, and that is
you do,
and I still can't do it.
Most people can't.
I like Tom Ford lock heels. That is like more of like a gala shoe, or like a sexy night out, like a strappy heel. But if you learn how to tie them correctly, most people tie their Tom Ford lock heel incorrectly. I make an X in the front, so the strap's X in front, and then that will help it stay on and like stay on your ankle. But Stuart Weitzman, honestly, I think is the most comfortable. Also, Manolo Blahnik, the Hangisi shoe.
The Hangisi, yeah.
It's a lower heel. It's easier to manage, and honestly, start practicing with like a block or a wedge heel. Like it's not. And summer's almost over, but if you have to wear like a block boot or something like that just to catch your practice, and then start learning how to at least balance, manage your weight. Always go from heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. That's how you walk. Also, you want to wear your heels in your house before you wear them. Get a sock. If for example, if you had a Socate, you would get a sock, put the Socate on, and then use a blow dryer on warm air to mold it to your foot and give you a little bit more room. So make sure that you're stretching out your shoes appropriately so they fit. But Stuart Weitzman is the known shoe to be comfortable. That's still like a cute designer shoe. It's not going to break the bank, but you can also learn how to walk into Stuart Weitzman. That will save you.
That's good advice.
Let's see. The lash mat that I wear, girl, I don't know. I always get questions on my lashes. Today I got wispy 9 to 14. But normally this will be on my YouTube. Outside of galas, hi Tiffany. Outside of galas, luncheons, parties, where else do you need to step on next? Where do you take the brand? That's a good question.
I don't know. I'm the type of person where every time I'm very intentional with what I'm wearing every time I leave the house. Even if it's very, very casual.
Yeah, I would say stepping on necks. There's levels to stepping on necks in terms of there's a particular vibe that you want to give at a gala, a luncheon, a party where you anticipate people being there. But I have run into so many people at Trader Joe's. I've run into so many people at the gym. I've run into so many people walking around. I also live in New York City. The gym. Commuting to work, I run into people all the time. I live in a dense city like New York. You're always going to be crossing people. You don't have to be giving a gala aesthetic when you're going to the gym, but I never wear t-shirts to the gym. I always have some sort of like cute unitard, or maybe it's like an aloe work piece.
Not a onesie.
A onesie. I get a onesie. It serves body. So, I always wear jewelry to the gym. So I always keep this on. I always put on studs or some sort of jewelry before I go to the gym. I always will have my hair done. If not, then I will wear a hat to the gym. So I'm always like, you can never catch me slipping. Ever, because it's not performative. Like, if you are a neck stepper, it's through and through. And simple pieces can also help curate a look, so you're not always stepping on necks like wearing a gala dress. But let's say you're going to the gym and you have on like a unitard or a one piece or like a crop top and pants or whatever you're wearing. Don't wear the oversized t-shirt per se, or maybe you can tie it, or maybe you wear a sweater over your shoulders and tie it. maybe you wear like a cute fanny pack across, and like little things that you can do where it's still, you know what time it is. You never want to walk out the house and be like, yo, if anybody saw me, I would be mortified.
You look flattering. I feel like there's always a way to look flattering. Like I work out I'm a huge fitness person. Like I work out almost every day, 6 days a week. And I don't have like a like expensive workout clothes, but I always want my workout clothes to be flattering on me. Yeah. Like it's never something.
So he cuts off the arms.
I cut off the arm, like not now, but like I mean, because I'm working, like so I'm in there actually working. This isn't for show, but it is flattering. Yeah. At the same time, so it's like, all right, let me look. You know, you never know who might pop in.
That's the thing. You never want to be caught flat-footed. Never give them the chance to talk about you. Never. Okay, what are some brands for men who's starting off their capsule collection, asking for a friend? Great question.
That's a great question. Well, always depends on the budget. I think for their capsule collection, so it's going to depend on, of course, budget, but I'm just going to go with kind of in the middle. It's going to depend on the type of piece. So I would say for suiting, I would say honestly a great place to start is Suit Supply because they have a range from like, I think their cheapest is $400 all the way up to custom. And then they also have casual clothes as well. In tandem with that, I would definitely do like, I think for like work basics, I'm assuming they have like a job where it's not like Thai, but it's not maybe like Google where you can wear what you want. J. Crew is a great place to get things like that. Banana Republic, again, I'm sticking in the middle. I'm not going too high on the spectrum or too low. If they have more money, then obviously, invest more. Tom Ford. Now, if you got Tom Ford money, then a Tom Ford suit's gonna cost you $6,000, like off the rack. But for someone who's kind of like in the middle, like has maybe a little bit, maybe not high luxury. What's another brand? Also, like COS.
COS is.
I'm not a Bonobos fan. It's not my style. It's a little basic for me. I would never direct my clients there.
What about Theory?
Theory, I think on sale. I would never buy Theory full price because it's not worth it full price.
Got it. Okay.
Certain brands I just wouldn't. I have sent Theory to clients, but sale stuff.
Got it. On sale. That's the other thing. Always buy stuff on sale. Some websites that I like, one is called Yoox, which is YOOX for women's wear. Essence sometimes. I just got this really cute necklace from Ottolinger, which is like so cute. And it was half off on Essence. Where else do I shop? There's My Teresa. You can get some stuff on there.
But
always
some of those
on sale.
But some of those websites can be, if they don't know how to shop, they can get lost. Like you got to know how to shop. Like there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff that you got to parse through.
I think like particularly for guys, a lot of guys just don't know how to shop. Like I always direct them to places that are very specific in what they have, so they can't get lost down all these other rabbit holes. It's like Suit Supply does suits. They do some chinos, they do some dress shirts, but you're not gonna get lost in the streetwear section. You're not gonna get lost in the sneaker section because it's not there. So I think it depends on their level of expertise with shopping.
That's good. Okay, just came from a panel. Hi, Felly. Just came from a panel. May have gained a mentor in the beauty industry. Amazing. Make sure you do appropriate next steps. So if you are just met someone, make sure you do that follow-up and make sure you have an ask or something. I feel like oftentimes when people come up to me, or I've observed, not always coming up to me, but it's just like, hey, met you at this event. It's kind of like, okay, well, now what? But make sure you're saying something like, hey, we met at this event. Something for them to remember you by. They're maybe meeting multiple people and say like, we talked about XYZ, or if you were wearing something, like maybe you had a conversation about what you were wearing. I was a girl who was wearing ABC. And then also talk about like, I would love to take you to lunch, or I'd love to get on a 10-minute phone call and ask you specifically about blah, blah, blah. And here's why, because I'm currently in this industry, I'm looking to pivot here, or I'm actually looking to get more mentors in this space who are at this level because I'm trying to learn more. Make sure that you're very specific. Don't just follow up with a flat follow-up.
That's such a good point, because I definitely was connected to someone once, and I scheduled a call with them, and I did not prepare for, like, I did not ask the right questions, and I was like, I just wasted this man's time. So like, don't do that. Like, we all make a mistake. Like, I did it, but yeah, that's a good point.
Make sure you're prepared.
You have pointed questions.
And also offer value, especially this early in a relationship. you want to be offering value relatively quickly. So some girls have said, hey girl, I will never forget this girl. I talked about one time I wanted to start office hours. This girl had bought a domain for me and was like, hey girl, Jodi Taylor office hours, here it is. I set this up, blah, blah, blah. I'm not telling y'all to do all that, but I didn't forget about her. Another girl said, hey, here's 5 ideas for the next content series that you have. I wrote this out. She could have used ChatGPT, maybe took her 30 seconds to do, but I immediately was like, yes, let's get on a call because you at least took the time to figure out a way to add value. So always figure out how to add value. Girl, we just got on live maybe like 15 minutes ago.
15.
For everyday neck stepping clothing and accessories, where do we shop for quality pieces?
Every day.
Look, I know I talk about a Zara dress and a Steve Madden
I like
shoe.
Zara.
Zara's not always bad. It's just where and when you deploy Zara.
Not the piece that everybody has.
And don't go to a gala in a Zara dress. Well, look, do whatever you want. Who am I? Who am I? But at the end of the day, I will wear a Zara dress to work. That's about the only place that Zara will see me. But if I'm going to work or like I'm running errands, I'll wear Zara. So Zara honestly is not bad. I'm not here to shade Zara.
I wore a Zara dinner jacket to the Dance Theater Harlem Gala, and everyone was. Do you know what you're doing?
Speak on it.
Like a lot of people,
you know what you're doing.
I know what not to buy from Zara.
Yeah.
The shirt that every dude's gonna have, right? So I think it's tricky. It's a tricky brand.
Yeah, it is, and it's fast fashion. A lot of people are gonna have it. It's going to warp very quickly. You're probably, who knows how long you're going to have it before it starts to wear and tear. So that's a good point. You can have Zara if you know what you're doing. There are some pieces I have from Zara that literally I will always get stopped. It looks really nice, really high fashion. I have a Zara like brown wool coat, but I always put a brooch on it. Right. So it has a different vibe than just straight Zara. I wear a YSL brooch with it all the time. So now it's not fully giving Zara. So as much as I talk shade about Zara, I've got Zara pieces.
Yeah, I think Zara is a good thing for what it is.
But other basics. And don't forget to like the live, y'all, and also check the link in my bio for a free glow up ebook. Free glow up ebook. Check the link in my look. Check the link on my bio, and then don't forget to like this live. But other quality pieces that I love. So hard because I want to be mindful. So Banana Republic, I think has really good pieces. Wolford for like quality leggings and undergarments. So hard because I'm also trying to be in the era right now, if I'm being honest with you, and I don't know how old you are. Depending on how old you are, you can heed this advice. If you're very young, ignore me. If you're maybe 28, 30-ish and up, start organizing your spend better so that you can just buy 2 or 3 capsule collections that will last long. And that's what I'm sort of in the era of I'm not really buying. I haven't been in a Zara in a long time because I want to buy quality pieces. Go to Macy's, go to Saks. They have quality pieces there.
That's a good point.
Just get it tailored.
Yep.
But you organize your spend in a way where you're only buying, for denim, I like A Gold or A Goldie frame jeans.
Yeah.
For button-ups, you can go to Banana Republic, you can go to Saks, you can go to Macy's, you can go to Nordstrom, and then just tailor it. But organize your spend in a way where you're not buying. I have 10 Zara dresses. I could have spent all that money on 3 really nice Saks dresses. And obviously it depends on your lifestyle. I think a big part of learning how to dress is also what your social calendar is.
Yeah.
I don't put a lot of effort into dressing for work. I'll wear the Zara dress to work. So that maybe my budget for work is like significantly lower. Another pro tip, I also use rental services for workwear. So I'm not spending.
Guys, I wouldn't recommend that just because it's different.
Yes, bodysuiting, all of that. But for workwear, I use Nuuly, Nuuly. Some people use Rent the Runway, but I don't like Rent the Runway as much.
Bankrupt, right?
I don't know.
They're not doing well.
Yeah, they're not doing well. But Nuuly is really great for clothing that you just want to like wear to brunch or wear to work. It's a little bit more casual, so I don't have a lot of spend there. That frees up a lot of my money to spend on when I really need to step on a neck, which might be a gala dress, or if I'm jewelry, bags, shoes, things that will really step on a neck. I'm not funneling all of my money on buying 15 work dresses. Nuuly is $98 a month. You get 6 or 7 pieces, and then you get new pieces every month. And then if you want to buy it, you can buy it. And each of those pieces are between like $150 to $500. These are Anthropologie. Ronnie Kobo is from where they get a lot of their stuff from. So I end up having a lot more flexibility.
Can I add 2 quick points to that? I would also recommend buying on sale and buying out of season. So like if you want like to buy quality things like from like particularly luxury designer, you can get a lot of that on sale if you buy it on sale, obviously, but a lot of that's gonna be out of season. So like you might find a fly coat, but it's July, like buy the coat instead of waiting until you actually need it, because you're gonna save money that way.
Yeah, good point. She also said accessories. So for accessories, I think if you're trying to be mindful of spend, I would also encourage you to think about what kind of accessory you want to lean into. I don't buy a lot of sunglasses because I don't wear sunglasses.
Why? You don't? Why? What's the reason? What's
the face is beat, so they need to see
you
the whole
gotta see the face. Honestly,
you gotta see the whole
or do
face.
they? Or they do for you.
Yeah,
but
they do.
I mean,
the face is
beware
beat.
people, and I love sunglasses, but that is such a good point. Distract from your face.
Yes, if face is beat, don't have them sunglasses on. You want them to see the face.
People to see your face.
You want people to see the face. So I never spend. I have like 3 pairs of sunglasses. I never wear them, but I like brooches, so I'll invest more on brooches, and I'll invest more in earrings, and yeah, that's where I'll spend my money. So I would say figure out a category of spend, and then just invest in that one category. And then you can purchase on sale, all of that. Also, never go to the fashion houses for accessories. How do you create a cohesive style when you like different things looks?
I love different things and looks. I have a lot of different styles.
Yeah.
I think you have to have a thread that goes through everything. So for me, I love sneakers, but I love a suit. Like I have a lot of suits, but I also have a lot of sneakers. I love streetwear. I think the theme is that they're always tailored.
Yeah.
It's always like a very clean color. This is a pop-up color, but like it's never going to be anything that's overly embellished, because to your point, I don't want to be I want to be the focus, and the clothes are accentuating me.
Yep.
Not my clothes are distracting from me, because I want you to see me.
Yes.
And so that's a theme that goes through all of my suits. Are tailored and they're sharp. They're even like if I'm wearing streetwear, there is an element of like fit is very important to me. So I think you can have a line that goes through those.
Yeah, and also I always say design your wardrobe by like the reality of your social calendar. Like if you spend the majority of your time at work, then start figuring out like what works for work. If you spend, I don't want to say I don't care about what I look like at work, but dressing well is not really super critical to me for the office. Most people in my office wear tracksuits. So even me wearing a dress is going to be a next step in the office, because most people don't do it. Most people wear crop tops and sweats, honestly. So to me, it's not a super huge priority. So I am able to play around and also figure out where's a safe place for you to like play around with different aesthetics. That's why I really like rental websites, because I am able to rent clothing that maybe I wouldn't spend money on in terms of purchasing, but let me play with a different silhouette and kind of see what works best for you and kind of catalog that.
And can I add, try to your point of like testing things out, like test things out in like low stakes situations. So I'm testing silhouette out at a brunch with like 3 of my close friends versus testing this out at like a New York Fashion Week event, or like at an event where there's going to be a lot of eligible people I might want to talk to. Like I'm not going to test out. I'm going to go with my tried and true when I know the crowd is going. Like I need this to turn. Yeah. And then I might test it if I'm coming over to hang out with you. Yeah. Because
oh my God. Kelly, happy birthday. Everyone wish Kelly happy birthday. Ghostface Keela is in the chat. I just saw her when I was getting my lashes done. Okay, sorry. I am still scrolling up. Whew, child, hold on. Let me just scroll up. Oh, the girls are asking questions. Okay, all right. I'm at the top. Did I already? Oh, we did men capsule collection.
Yep.
We did. I talked about following up with her. I think I did that. Cohesive style. Okay. To build a personal style brand, do you think you need to wear the same colors? No. I don't think you need to wear the same colors. I think the aesthetic should be somewhat similar. Sometimes your personal brand may be just stepping on people's necks. That could be a personal brand. But no, I don't think it has to be cohesive. Are you okay?
I'm back.
Oh my God. Would love to know how to step on next as a Gen Z founder, having first in elevated spaces. Oh, that's an awesome question, Alexa, and congrats.
Well, congrats to you.
And also drop the name of your business. Let us support you, girl. Make sure you drop the name. That's a good question. Gen Z founder having first in a lot of elevated spaces. I think I'm struggling with this question only because, particularly Gen Z, you're under the age of 30. You're probably like 25, 26. So and you're also a founder. So I'm making some assumptions here, but the budget may not be unlimited the way that if you were 35 and a working professional, the budget would be unlimited.
Well, it might be higher.
Huh?
Maybe not limited.
Yeah, higher. And then also you're a founder and you want the focus to be on the business and what you're building and all of that. And you don't want to be distracting. So I think in my opinion, I think just like classic sleek looks that are quality. If you are in rooms with, it's so difficult because I'm assuming you're also pitching your business at times and you're trying to fundraise. There are moments where if you are fundraising to a private equity firm, they're going to be in a Tom Ford, they're going to be in a Cucinelli, and they know when people are in it and they know when people aren't in it. But at the same time, if you're asking for money, you also don't want to be in Tom Ford and Cucinelli because then they're
$7,000 suit.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, she don't need this money. So it's
sold suit.
Yeah, it's difficult. You want to be very mindful. This is what I'm saying. Like stepping on next levels to it. Not every room needs to be a next step. I would say like simple, clean, sleek lines. I also think you can lean into like the makeup and not overdo it, but you can have like just a nice face. You can have your hair done. I honestly think if I were you, I'd be wearing maybe like a Zara dress with like a really nice brooch or really nice accessories. So you don't want to be overly distracting. Unfortunately, as a founder, I think there are a little bit more limitations to what you can wear because people are assessing. If you are a early stage founder, they're going to be assessing. I know people who are founders who were wearing iced out APs and Rolexes and all of that, and the people who were giving them money were like, "This is weird. Like, I don't feel financially safe with you because why do you have an AP on and I'm also supposed to give you money?" So, say all that to say, be a little bit more demure, be a little bit more cutesy. But if you're in a networking event where you're not necessarily asking for money, but maybe you're networking with other founders, that could be a healthy place to step on next. So I would say for like a brand like that, you can lean into like a Club Monaco, a Banana Republic. You can lean into an Aritzia. You can also look at Nuuly, which is a great place to sort of like shop different styles. Anthropologie has some cute looks on occasion. What's another like younger women's brand? Who are the girls wearing? ALC. I love ALC for dresses. ALC has really great dresses. Revolve has a ton of good.
I'll be honest, like most of my women's references are luxury.
Yeah.
But all the brands you named.
Yeah.
All the brands
Revolve also has an aggregate of different brands, so you can shop. Some dresses will be $100, some dresses will be $5,000, but you can kind of play there. Should you step on next at work? I feel like we kind of talked about this, but it depends on your workplace. There are some weird politics. And what's your intention? I would say follow the people who are senior leaders and how they dress. Because if that is your ultimate goal, if your intention is to find a man at work, very different. If your intention is to climb the corporate ladder and get promoted, look at how your manager dresses. Look at how your manager's manager dresses. And see if there are any themes there. Look who's successful, who's getting promoted, and I would follow that. And you can kind of step on a neck with a nice work bag. Like Coach has that new bag that they just came out with that's really cute. Coach is cute now. Coach is that.
Oh, it will never be for me, but
I think Coach is cute now.
Listen.
So I'd say Coach has a really cute like distressed bag. YSL has some cute bags. Even that brand Pauline, I think it's called, has some cute bags. So you can maybe step on a neck with like a brooch or a nice work bag, but look at leadership and let that guide you. Hi Blaze, thank you for saying that. My clients are mostly in dark suits, want to elevate but not be distracting.
Okay, but my clients are mostly not want to elevate but not be distracting. Can you do like, so one of my our homegirls, she is really high up in finance. She'll wear like a Dior dress. I'm not saying you have to, but it might have a pattern. But she says she always keeps a black blazer. So like even if you do like a dress that maybe has a pattern or something, maybe you have a blazer over it that kind of brings it down a bit, or maybe you do a suit. Do you watch Girlfriends? Like maybe you can not go as far as Tracy Ellis Ross's character. I think she was a little maybe too fashion for her environment, but I think you can play with if you maybe, for example, you can keep the colors like dark but play with silhouettes.
Yeah, I like that. And also play with accessories. You can play with a brooch, an earring, a subtle demure watch or something like that, where you can sort of like play. I know, it's crazy because I say demure normally, but now it's a thing.
It's a thing.
But yeah, you can sort of play. I like that. Play with silhouettes and play with accessories. I even sometimes wear like scarves tied around my neck to give like a pop of color where you're still adhering to the dress code, but you're giving, don't play with me. Deja Vu said, please stop saying stepping on necks. There has to be a better phrase to use. Deja Vu, you can get out my chat. You can get out my live. Sorry to keep asking. Like, you don't have to be here. No, and that's exactly what it's.
I have church tomorrow.
It's encapsulating stepping on people's necks. I need to trademark it. Chandra, walking with a cane. Yes, people with different abilities can step on folks'
yeah, of
necks.
course.
What?
Yeah, have you not seen? Adita Blair was just in front of Bergdorf Goodman yesterday with a cane, stepping on people's necks.
Hello.
She's 90-something years old.
I know that's right. Of course you can.
Eating the people up.
I don't even think I have different advice. I don't think any of my advice.
Bedazzle the cane.
Yeah, so I was thinking, bedazzle the cane, step on folks' necks, wear the brooch. But my advice is the same. I don't think there is any. Obviously, I don't have a ton of insight into what your disability is, but like, girl, step, roll, rock, whatever it is on these folks' necks.
Well, it all starts inside.
Yeah.
Like your aura, Zendaya is not pulling the trick she pulls just from the clothes. It's her energy.
Yeah.
She eats the people up with her energy first, and the clothes are just elevate everything.
Yeah, agree.
So
Agree. Like, and also people feed off of your energy. If you're feeling like, oh, I don't know how to step on neck, I feel weird, people will kind of feed from that. But if you just walk in, like,
this is what it is.
What is it?
Because some people are just not gonna like it, and that just is what it is. That happens all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Tips for stepping on necks in early 20s, navigating career and finances. I think we talked about this a little, but organize your spend better. Early 20s. I also feel like some of my advice is not really applicable for early 20s.
Yeah.
In your early 20s, girl, focus on getting your money together, focus on figuring out your passion points, focus on getting a nice apartment and decorating it. I feel like there's more foundational work. Like stepping on necks is something when you have discretionary income. Yeah. Focus on getting stable, getting mentors, figuring out what you like. Also, I think a good thing to practice in your early 20s is just self-care practices. Like learn how to indulge yourself and not wait on other people. Learn how to enjoy spending time by yourself. Like decorate your apartment in a beautiful way. Take a nice shower and have a nice shower routine. Have a good skincare routine and self-care routine. Don't really focus on like eating the girls up, because at 21 you're not really in spaces.
You're eating your peers up, potentially.
Yeah.
Also, just have fun. Like have fun in your 20s. I was 4 different people in my 20s. 4 completely different people.
Yeah.
3 of them were fools. Like, have fun, because you don't want to be crashing out in your 30s.
Oh, that's a good point.
And we see, like, when you are trying to go be too serious in your 20s, and it's going to blow up anyway, because life is going to do that by the time you hit your 30s. You don't want to be in your 30s cutting a fucking fool because you didn't do it in your 20s.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, can we say something on this? I'm so sorry. Cutting a fool.
It's okay. I think everyone here is grown. So happy you stepped on necks last night. I work from home, so how do you suggest I prioritize a wardrobe that steps on necks when in-person meetings are sporadic? Oh, that's a really good question.
I said yes.
That's a really good question. The best advice I can continue to give is organize your spend. If I were working from home, I would have the capacity. What are you looking at?
I was just reading the question again.
I would have the capacity. My work from home outfits would not be eating the people up, or I would just be eating the people up from
The
waist
neck
up.
from the waist
yeah,
up.
from the waist up, neck up, even sometimes. So that gives you so much freedom to really invest in a couple like good dinner dresses, gala dresses. Work dresses, I would say, I think Revolve and ALC honestly will be your best friend. And then you can also, I wouldn't recommend a site like Nuuly because you have to do something every month. And if your work in-person meetings are not every month. And I also think a lot of y'all, we don't really have to step on necks a ton at work. There's a time to step on necks and then there's a time to be appropriate.
Work is the least of your worries when it comes to this.
Yeah, I think just look appropriate, look professional, focus on the work product, and always just look put together. But when I talk about stepping on necks, my vision is not really doing that at work.
Yeah, it's more social.
Yeah, social scenes is where you really need to focus on stepping on necks. Thank you, Chicken Nugget. Thank you, Lay. How to step on necks at a mwah. I always just wear back. Can you, is it as a makeup artist? Belly, can you clarify? Because I'm not quite sure. I think as a makeup artist.
Oh yeah, because she wears black. Or they wear black.
Yes.
Hair and makeup, I guess.
Yeah, hair and makeup.
Accessories.
And accessories. But once again, you're also at work.
Okay.
So this all kind of coincides with, I don't always know if you need to step on necks at work. Unpopular opinion. I think you just need to look appropriate. I think your work product needs to speak volumes. I also think you need to step on necks on social media, and every time that you're not at a work, I mean, particularly as a makeup artist, a lot of your content is your branding. That's how people find you, all of that. So step on necks on social media. But if I were you, I would have a uniform that I would always wear. Like maybe it's a nice black dress, or maybe it's like a black button up, or like invest in a few quality pieces, and I would just continue to rewear that.
And just, I think also a big piece of this too is what's your intention wherever you're going, whatever you're doing. What's your intention? Like, what do you want to get out of that? What is stepping on next, or how is this gonna help you reach or align with that intention? You know, like, so particularly when it comes to work, like, what's your intention in the workplace?
Yeah.
And how you dress align with that?
Yeah. Yep. Blessed One says, help, graduate student in mid-30s. How do I dress in a class full of 20-year-olds?
What type of? I went to Morehouse. We used to dress for class. So,
yeah.
I mean, we used to dress for class. I know that's not very common, but
we did not.
I ate them up in that era. So I'm not probably the best person to ask.
And it's also difficult because if I were in a class full of 20-year-olds, once again, it wouldn't be a high priority for me to really step on. Like, I don't necessarily know if I would step on a neck.
Where do you go to school? I think that if you go to Morehouse and Spelman, yeah.
What's the culture
people are
of
noticing
the campus?
because are you trying to be are you trying to be in a fraternity or sorority? Like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to be educated? She's a graduate student.
So
oh well.
That's what I'm saying.
What graduate school? Because maybe a Harvard Business School.
Yeah.
They used to tip.
But she's in a class full of 20-year-olds. So it's giving, I don't know if I would highly prioritize that space.
Yeah.
Once again, it would be basics. An app like Nuuly where I could just like, it's a lot of like nice, cute, flowy dresses and skirts we can kind of just throw on. Still, I think for something like that, it's about having some markers that you are well put together. I would invest in a good bag, a good coat, and like maybe some accessories, and that you could wear a black dress with that every day. And if you have a good coat with a brooch or nice jewelry or things like that, that's gonna look really well put together in a class-like setting.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's as much as I would give.
Yeah, I think it depends on the culture.
Yeah. What's your esthetician and cosmetic recommendation? I don't use estheticians. I use dermatologists, and that is no shade to estheticians. I just never had one, never looked into one. I use dermatologists also mostly because dermatologists can prescribe things to you.
Right.
So if I need a prescription, they can give it to me. So I prioritize dermatologists, and Dr. Michelle Henry is my dermatologist.
She's great.
Do you have any?
I agree. I use dermatologists. Never really used it. I've been to an esthetician, but not right. Yeah, I agree. No.
Yes, this will be on YouTube. This will be on YouTube. Advice for attending Veuve Clicquot.
That's my advice. I'm sorry. No, actually, we used to go all the time.
I've never been.
Oh, I aged out. Well, how old are you?
Yeah, how old are you?
If you're in your 20s, if you're in your 20s, you absolutely go.
Yeah, early to mid 20s.
Yeah. Don't wear something that is okay. So I've been many times. Wear something that is actually appropriate for the weather.
Yes.
The setting.
Yes.
For a polo match.
Yeah.
Yes, make it stylish, style it up. It is a fashion event, but I've seen women out there in full-on tutu ball gowns. I've seen women out there and I'm all usually for a heel, but like that walk is crazy. Like it's like a 2-mile walk from the ferry to the dress. Do your research. It is hot as hell. It's like 90 degrees. So I would say this is in New York. I know they have different ones everywhere.
I feel like did it happen already in New York?
It's in June. It was happening in June. So maybe they were going to one in LA.
It must be a different city.
But just generally still applies.
Yeah.
Like, and also dress for a polo match. So like again, make sure it is day wear. It is not something that is too churchy or too formal or too like think Ralph Lauren. Think Ralph Lauren. If you need a reference point, Ralph Lauren. Think that.
How do you feel about the hats?
I would, I would be extra.
I would be extra.
So I would wear a hat.
But proceed with caution.
But please, a hat for a polo match, not a hat for Easter Sunday service.
Yes, or not like just a knit brim hat that you would wear on vacation. It has to be. Look on the Instagram. Look at people who have done it before, who you think do it well. But the more risky, your comfort level with fashion. Some people can take risks because they know that they're going to be appropriate. They know that they can carry the look.
Right.
If you're more just now starting to venture into fashion, maybe don't do the hat, but maybe do a really nice piece. I also think like the Zimmerman-esque aesthetic is kind of aligned. It's a little beachy at times, but I think Zimmerman, not that you have to purchase Zimmerman, but that's sort of the aesthetic that I would kind of lean into. Yeah, but Veuve Clicquot, I don't know how old you are, but I don't know.
Pre-pandemic, it was fun, but the last time we went, we and my group, and we aged out. Like we were like, this is the last time.
Yeah.
And that was before the pandemic.
Yeah, it's not really for me, but I'm sure. Hi, Rebe. Jimmy Choo, Steve Maddens are not comfortable. Yes, Steve Maddens aren't comfortable. Aquazzura, ooh, child, we are. One thing that allowed me to glow up outfit was dressing for my body type. Okay, yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, dressing for your body type is critical. Yes. Understand where your strengths are. There's body type quizzes like the Kibbe body type quiz that you can take so you can understand. And also get your clothes tailored. Absolutely. Get them tailored. Any wide foot friendly shoes. Girl, Jada, me too. Don't point at me like that.
No, I can't answer that. I'm not on wide foot women, so I can't answer the question.
This is difficult because I don't think I ever one, try it on in the store. Two, as someone who has wide feet, maybe get an 8.5. I mean 8. I sometimes will go with the half size up. And then the trick that I shared earlier with like wearing your shoes in the house, putting on a pair of socks, and then using a warm blow dryer to kind of stretch it out to your foot is really what I can say. But I don't really shop by brand for wide feet. Just don't get Louboutins is the only thing I can tell you. Hi, Courtney Jeffries. As a fellow girly girl, what is your go-to casual look? Oh, I wish I'm not very casual. Okay, sorry, my thing is falling.
You're not very casual.
I'm not.
Let's do that. Let's do you casual.
Me casual?
Let's give you some casual looks.
I would say
you're not very casual.
I'm not a casual girl. But let me think. I would wear a nice pair of denim from like A Gold, Frame. Those are the two places I would say. The Margiela denim jeans I really want. I don't know. That's right. I'm stuck.
What was the question again?
A cute casual look.
Like an example or brand?
Example of like a cute casual look and brand.
I think you could always do. I mean, I think it depends on the season. Like if it's summer, I mean, we're going into fall. Like I think women have it, I don't say easy, but you can always go with like a good dress.
Yeah.
And like, it doesn't have to be dressy. It can just be a casual dress, and you can wear like a nice sandal with it, or you can wear heels. Like, it's so like, you don't have to
put wear a sneaker or like a cute dress.
Right. Yeah. And then in fall, as we go into fall, like I would start adding outerwear layering pieces.
Yeah.
So like on top of that dress, like a fly jacket. Mm-hmm. Again, it can be casual, but I think just the more, if you don't have the eye to put things together, that is a gift.
Yeah.
Then just go with one pieces or sets.
Yeah.
You really can't go wrong with fly sets and fly one pieces.
Yeah.
And then accessorize them appropriately.
Yes. You know what? That's actually what I do. I always wear dresses and then I just accessorize them and I have a nice bag. Dr. Kelsey says, if not Steve Madden, what is a better affordable heel? I like the brand called Schutz. I think it's SCHUTS. And what was the brand I said earlier that I said was comfortable?
Oh, Stuart
Weitzman.
But she said not Stuart. Oh, Steve Madden. Stuart Weitzman, yes.
Yes, Stuart Weitzman is on the more affordable of a luxury shoe. Yes. And then Schutz is also very affordable as well.
They go on sale too.
Yeah, so I would say there. How do I feel about tattoos? I've been getting a lot of questions about tattoos. I don't have any feelings towards them. I think, mood. If you have tattoos, do you. I don't have any, but it's not from a place of like, I don't know. I don't think they really matter. I think, unfortunately, some people may judge you for tattoos in particular spaces. And so just walking in with that knowledge of like, people may look at me a little bit differently because I have tattoos on, and maybe I have to compensate for that slightly, but other than that, live, girl. Some of the baddest. Rihanna got all the hand tattoos and everything.
I think it's how you wear it. But I do, and I'm going to be a little controversial. No, it's not. It's just my thoughts. I do think it can sometimes, depending on where they are and what they look like, can distract from an outfit. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Glorilla wore a dress one time to the ESPYs, and the dress itself was nice, and she looked nice with those tattoos. It just... It did distract from the dress. So, but those tattoos may mean a lot to her. I don't know. So, like, maybe she doesn't care about that. But, you know, it is what it is.
Okay, let's see. Thank you. Going to your first holiday gala this year. Plus size baddie. I'm so nervous. Girl, don't be nervous. You're about to eat the girls. Andrew is Sagittarius. Lord, I'm scared of you. I know you're going to kill it, girl. Okay, what tips would we have? I would say...
Is it a what level of formality?
What level of formality?
Because holiday gala could still be like cocktail. Yeah. So is it evening gown? Is it cocktail?
Honestly, we have 100 questions before she goes, so we just got to go with what we have.
Empire. I would do Empire.
Empire waist. Yeah, silhouette. Oh, there's this really gorgeous dress that I saw someone wear where it's like Empire. It's like a black dress, but then it has this like pink sash around it with like a long train. I don't know where it's from, but I really think there's like some... It's gorgeous.
That's a description.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, it's not super helpful, but very, very, very lovely. I would say just dress. This is our advice in respect. I don't really have specific advice for plus size, not plus size, able body, not able. This advice is universal. Just look at where the gala is being held. If it's at a restaurant versus like a hall
or
versus
a
hotel, exactly. That will help you dictate the level of formality. Look at the pictures from the previous year.
Absolutely.
That will help guide you very well.
Absolutely. Please look at the pictures from the previous years.
Better to be overdressed than underdressed.
Absolutely.
Always. So if you're not really getting a sense, go with whoever is like on the more formal side in those photos.
Yep.
I would look up the host committee. I don't know if it's like a work holiday party. But I would, if it's not a work holiday party, look up who's on the host committee or the philanthropic organization that's hosting it.
Right.
And then I always say go with like a couple good dinner party questions. So if you're seated at a table where you don't know a ton of people, obviously you can anticipate some of the questions you'll be asked, so you can figure out a good intro, a good opener, and then also just say, one of my favorite dinner party questions is if you could remove anyone from history. I don't always say minus Hitler, but minus Hitler, who would it be and why? And that kind of gets the people going. Or you can say, if you could remove anyone from history, who would it be and why? And that's like a good, safe dinner party question that you can kind of get the table going with. And also observe.
I've never thought of, I guess you should if you don't know how to
Yeah, if you, especially I don't know if you are gonna know everyone at the place.
Yeah, you learn how to.
And also, not a lot of people are comfortable with small talk. So
that's a
good
gift.
It's a gift. So learn how to get comfortable with small talk, and you're gonna do amazing. And also observe if like certain courses are coming out and you don't know where to go.
Wait till other people start eating.
Yeah.
Before you do.
Yeah.
Please, if you do not know what to do.
Yeah. So then you can just pick it up from there. Okay, cool. I feel like a woman should never downplay their look, work, social, etc. Always look your best.
There it is.
There you go.
You go, Gwen Coco.
I tried the Ishia model on a chill day vibe. Oh, I love that, especially if you're tall and all that. Sagittarius, kind of niche, but I'm a private chef in New York City, wanting how to.
Nice.
Let's hit you up. Wanting how to step on next in my industry.
What does the, I don't know much about. I'm just curious to know, like, outside of, obviously the chef, the cooking component, like what types of events do you find yourself going to that are industry related?
Yeah, that's a really great question, because I'm assuming if you're cooking, it's more uniformed or a specific type of like utilitarian clothing in order to like actually do your job. But I think industry events would be helpful, because if you're at work, I'm assuming you have to have a relatively specific dress code. Some places for good quality but affordable jewelry, Jackie asks.
Affordable.
I know. I'm trying.
Like, okay, affordable costume or affordable fine?
Yeah, that's what
because those are two different things.
If you want affordable fine, you can go to a Pearl Mart, you can go to a Diamond District. Never buy costume jewelry from these, like a Chanel or a YSL. Overpriced, don't do it. You want to purchase jewelry that has weights behind it. If you are looking for more affordable brands, honestly, I feel like Etsy has a lot of pieces. Majuri, a lot of the girls like. Put it in the chat. I don't know. Y'all put it in the chat. I'm struggling a little bit. Affordable. Zara probably has some pieces too.
Yeah, Zara's. The Princess of Wales wore Zara earrings once.
So there it is.
So can you.
Wearing linen. I like wearing linen, but do you think the wrinkles look classless?
Wrinkles are, if avoidable, avoid them.
Yeah.
Wrinkles look like you did not
take care.
Prepare.
Yeah. I also think it depends on where you are. I think if you're in like the south of France,
you're on the
beach or something like that, yes.
Yeah.
But other than that,
linen is tricky. Please get your linen pressed.
Yeah. How to step on next while grocery shopping?
Well, where do you grocery shop?
Yeah.
Whole Foods.
And also accessories. I think I don't think people are like eating the girls up in terms of outfits. Like they're probably wearing an aloe 2-piece, but they might have cute. I think a lot of stepping on next is attention to detail, where it's like your hair maybe is either in a hat or pulled back or something. It's like coiffed in some way. If you wanna coiffed, you maybe put an edge control on, whatever, if you want to, whatever that looks like. But they always will have a jewelry, maybe a couple like gold necklaces, maybe a bracelet, maybe like a nice crossbody purse. It's like those small things that make you look put together. And sunglasses, I think, can really like elevate a look relatively quickly. I think that's really it. I don't think you need to be wearing couture to the grocery store.
One, what's your intention? But two, you can meet anyone anywhere. I'm assuming it's if you meet someone. Why else? I would always like know your strengths and your weaknesses in terms of your physical appearance. Like be honest with yourself about what your strengths and weaknesses are. Maybe ask some trusted advisors. Like, what do you think? I actually gave this advice to guys. Physically or personality wise?
Both.
Physically, definitely my arms, like my upper body. I think I have a good face. My skin is I think my lips are great.
Period.
I accentuate that because I'm 5'8", so I don't have height. So I have a body that is in good shape. So I accentuate that, and I've been told I think my face is nice.
Period.
So like I notice my head is turned backwards, not forwards, because I want you to see my face. But yeah, I don't have
That's
height.
right.
I don't have height. So like or at least not height that's not average. And so for me, I am average height. And so I don't sit here and try to like pretend like I'm not. I accentuate the things that people compliment me on. Like, what do you get complimented on all the time?
Yeah.
People tell you what your strengths are.
That's true. That's true. People tell you. Don't forget, link in bio, and this will be on my YouTube channel.
What are your strengths, madam?
I think
hostess.
Oh yeah. I got Invisalign, so the teeth are together.
Yeah, the teeth are. I mean, teeth.
Similarly, I'm not tall. So, and I'm very curvy. I'm not I think some clothing looks really good on tall, slim women. I'm not tall and slim. I'm 5'3" and like 136 pounds, which is it. Big, but it ain't skinny either. So, and all of my weight is in my lower body. So because of that, I tend to wear more like fitted things. I never will look good in an A-line. I can never pull off an oversized. I'm not the girl who can wear a short dress that's like, oversized. It's just not for my aesthetic.
Yeah.
So I'm aware of that. And I lean into what I lean into, and then I pull out of what I can't pull out of, which is
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not someone who can get away with like the whole like oversized
like a baby
casual
doll dress,
never, or a sporty like oversized tomboy aesthetic.
No,
I also just don't. It's not my personal setting anyway.
It's not gonna look good on you.
Okay, damn.
But no, not because it wouldn't look good on you, but just like it's not you. It's not your style.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Stepping on X is plus size girly. Yeah, I think we did answer that already. Run it, Sagittarius. Oh, you're having a gown made as you speak. I love that. I love that custom.
I love custom.
Okay. Do you like quince? The only quince I know is a fruit. Advice on basics?
Have a good selection of quality basics. Have a range of basics. You have your Zars and they have quality.
Yeah.
Have quality options as well.
Wolford, Intimacy. You can even get like bras constructed and made. I really think like undergarments will shape how your outfits move. So you can get some Victoria's Secret bras if you're going to work or whatever.
Do you use Skims?
I do use Skims. I don't wear shapewear though.
Don't eat it.
I don't wear shapewear, I'm sorry.
But Skims they have other stuff too.
Yes,
right?
but I will wear Skims loungewear.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Skims loungewear.
I want to try their underwear for men.
Come on, Kimberly. What essentials for college students building a capsule wardrobe? Oh, I like Farfetch too.
Love Farfetch.
Yeah, that's a good one. I forgot about that. This is so difficult.
It depends on your college.
It's so difficult.
Because it really does. Like,
yeah, Northwestern, people wearing sweatpants to school. Morehouse and Spelman, people wear sometimes in a red bottom to class.
Yeah, literally. Like my homegirls wear bottoms and Birkins to class. So it was a fashion thing. It was a fashion show. So it's just really going to depend on where you are. And like also like what your intention. A lot of them wanted to be SJ president or in sororities or in certain organizations, and people pay attention to how you show up on campus and how you show up in class because they don't want a member of their organization showing up looking crazy at Spelman and Morehouse, but that may be different other places. I'm a Delta and I pledged, and during that period of time, not while I was pledging, while you were pledging, you look insane. Yeah. But can I say that out loud? But okay, well, it wasn't the happiest time of my life. Yeah, you're not necessarily like beat down, right? Well, no. Well, how do you want to define it? Yeah. But prior to that, when you're like expressing interest in things like that, yes, they want people who are well put together because you're representing their chapter, their line, etc. But I would say in college, it really depends on the culture of your campus. Like a lot of I went to a Big Ten school. Like it was very sports oriented. My school was a nerd school, so we weren't really leaning into the fashions. I think just being cutesy. I think anthropology. Even if I were a college student, maybe it depends on how much money you have, but I would lean into something like a Nuuly, where it's still $98 a month, but you can literally use that to dress yourself to go to class and like an event and all of that. Thank you, Sarah. What did Sarah do? She said, love both your styles. Oh, yes. Thank you, Sarah.
That's on Madewell denim. People love it. I haven't tried it.
Oh, Madewell. I've heard good. I have not tried it, but I've heard good.
I've heard good things about Madewell and Abercrombie and Fitch.
Oh, Abercrombie's on the come up.
Yeah.
Abercrombie's on the come back.
Yeah.
So they have some good stuff for guys. Women, I don't love their stuff for women.
I don't really shop there, but I've heard their denim is nice.
Yeah, denim. Okay.
Social media stores like Dion or Favorite Daughter.
I don't shop on social media.
I'm sorry. I'm not familiar, but people put their thoughts. Can you touch on preparing questions? I think for like a gala or for an event. I would say, I would prepare. You can anticipate the sort of questions you're going to get based off of where you are. If you're at a work if you're going to Afrotech, you know people are going to say, where do you work?
Yep.
What do you do?
Yep.
Are you in the tech industry?
Yep.
Prepare thoughtful responses to that. Don't just be like, yep, I'm a UX designer. Be like, oh, I'm really passionate about ABC.
Yep.
I studied blah, blah, blah. Give them opportunities, threads for them to pull on, as I always say.
Yep.
If you're at a gala, maybe it's how did you get involved with this organization? Are you passionate about the ballet? Whatever. What's your story?
Right.
So begin to think of questions that you can anticipate and you can give compelling stories to. And then, you don't want to have a ton of questions for other people. You want it to be a conversation. But if you notice you have a moment, maybe, once again, this takes a little bit of skill, but maybe you could be like, hey, like, I have a question for the table. If you could remove one person from history, who would it be and why?
Right.
And that can be like a fun moment if you're noticing conversations kind of lulling or something like that. But you can anticipate what questions you're going to get. Don't over-rehearse, but you can somewhat figure out ways to have a compelling elevator speech or something like that.
And if you can, if it's a smaller event and you have a guest list, study the guest list.
Yeah.
If you know who's going to be at your table, or at least some people, read up on them.
Yeah.
If you have the ability to do that.
Yeah, I love that. Mid-point brands, a step above Zara. Someone said Aritzia, which is good.
Yeah, Club Monaco.
Club Monaco. I like ALC a lot. Kate is kind of expensive.
Kate is expensive.
Yeah.
You can get it on sale.
Yeah. I would honestly say go on like Essence, Farfetch, Forward. A lot of like those mid-tier brands are going to be there on sale.
Mango.
Mango.
Mango's kind of like Zara.
I was gonna say
it's like
Mango.
a Zara peer.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mango Zara. I think Aritzia is like kind of like a Zara too, but maybe to your point, step above. Staple luxury purses for daily use and black tie use.
So dual use.
Yeah, dual use.
Like a small Fendi baguette.
But then I'm trying to figure, how do you use daily and black tie? That's tough. Yeah, a Fendi baguette.
A smaller size.
Maybe the small Bottega Andiamo. I mean, a Chanel, of course.
You can do it, but it would need to be smaller.
Yeah, it would have to be a smaller Chanel. I do think you can wear like a
small
flat
small
bag.
Kelly.
Yeah, well, yes. I don't know if I would wear my Kelly daily though.
Oh.
I don't know if I wear. Some people do, but I don't think I'm wearing my Kelly daily. I think Chanel. Louis Vuitton has a lot of I think they err a little bit more on daily, but I think Louis Vuitton has quality pieces.
Yeah.
No. Bottega Veneta. What were you gonna say?
I thought you were gonna say the clutch because I was like daily. I don't know if that's
which clutch.
Right. The intro. The name of it, but the long clutch.
Oh no. I think YSL has a lot of dual purpose bags where you can kind of get a nice black white YSL. I would say.
Yeah, they're affordable.
Yeah.
They actually went down on their prices.
Really? Why?
Yeah, because
they're not doing well.
Not doing well. Kering is not doing well.
What brand? Bottega Veneta? Wait, what brand?
Kering. So YSL's under. So they're
YSL. That's the brand we're talking about.
Yeah. Oh well, none of the Kering brands are doing that great.
Under,
Bottega is doing okay.
Who else is under Kering?
Gucci's the main one.
I heard Gucci's going to be.
Gucci's has lost a lot of
Well,
that's why they keep texting us.
That's why they want us to come to the show. Oh Lord!
Damn it!
We got back Gucci.
We definitely got great tour of the store though.
Yeah. Okay, Ralph Lauren. 3 everyday basics a girl should have. Just 3. It's hard to say because it depends so much on where you're going, what month it is, what season it is. So I'll say a few. Good underwear, good garment wear. Good accessories. Like, I think people should have a statement accessory where you kind of invest a lot of your money there. So like, I like a good brooch or maybe a good earring or a good bracelet. So good accessories, because you can wear that. I can wear these earrings with a gala gown. I can also wear these earrings to the gym.
Yep.
So I think this is, they're versatile. So I would say, even though this isn't a basic, it has so much cost per, the cost per wear, it makes sense for me. So I would say that's a really good basics, like accessories that you can wear with a lot. For the fall, I think a really good coat, like a nice wool coat, fur coat, whatever, that you can wear to a gala. Like, even if it's like a pea coat, you can wear that to a gala. You can also wear that to work. A nice pair of like boots or a black heel, so you can once again wear that to work, or you can wear that to
an event,
at a black tie event. So things that have dual use. And then I also think a nice bag, a nice handbag. It depends on where you're going. Maybe you want to invest in a nice handbag if you're going into a corporate office. Maybe you invest in a nice like corporate work bag. And if you're going to a lot of social events, you're going to invest in a nice like Chanel bag.
Yeah, or something.
Something. How old am I?
How old are you?
Let's see. I am grown. I'm 32. Thank you. My hair always slays. Banana Republic offers free tailoring. I didn't know that.
They do. My one of my clients, we got him tailored.
Well, who else offers free tailoring?
Not many other people. Tailoring ain't free.
Tailoring
they do.
Ain't free.
It depends. I think they do offer tailoring services.
Okay, and then obviously the luxury stores offer tailoring.
Yeah,
services.
but you know, yeah. And that now I think at Chanel they will tailor your things for free, because they're so expensive.
Well, Gucci does too.
Oh, so I think at luxury, but like Suit Supply, you have to pay for
that box over there is my dress.
Is it?
I know.
We gotta do a try on.
A try.
Just see how it fits. But like Suit Supply, you have to pay for the tailoring.
Oh my gosh! Wait, Sandy, my daughter is 17 and she's watching with me. She would like to know where to shop for less. Hi, Sandy, and hi, daughter.
Shop for less. Like, what do you mean shop?
And, okay, you're 17. Where are you going into? You're in high school.
Where was I? I was from Virginia, so Zara, H&M had just got to Virginia.
H&M was popular.
I'm older than her, so.
Well, yes, but
we didn't have any of that when I was growing up.
We had Abercrombie and Fitch and Hollister were big where I was from. I think Abercrombie and Fitch still might be able to serve for a 17-year-old.
Online too.
I don't know any 17-year-olds. I don't know anyone.
We do. Erica's daughter. We don't know her, but
I don't know her. Where does she shop? I feel like, is Urban Outfitters still
Urban
cool?
Outfitters. Oh yeah, I wear Urban Outfitters.
Yeah, Urban Outfitters. I think I was doing
good streetwear.
Anthropology.
Yeah, you can do Zara on sale. H&M,
Abercrombie and Fitch,
Hollister.
Put in the chat, y'all, where Sandy's baby girl should be shopping. Let's see, Mousy Jean. I don't know Mousy Jean. Ciao. I'm not hip. Can you share how your D9 membership has helped you professionally and socially?
That's it.
You first.
Professionally, it hasn't, but socially, I am in fraternity. I am a noob which is Kappa Alpha Psi, if you don't know what that is. It hasn't professionally, frankly. Socially, though, it's definitely like in certain circles, it is a commonality that a lot of people are in Greek letter organizations, Black Greek letter organizations. So I think it just kind of is a data point people collect. I don't think it
moves the needle.
Move the needle, but it's like, okay, it's just like another data point that people can maybe potentially use in assessing. And I'm not saying this is a good thing or a bad thing, but people do assess you. Like, I think it's like, oh, it's just like a data point. Oh, she's a Delta. Okay. Oh, she went to this business school. I don't think it's necessarily going to move a needle, but I think it's just another data point that people can collect on you to kind of figure out, to try to put together an assessment of you.
Yeah.
Not saying that that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it definitely happens.
I also think we live in New York, People,
Yes,
I don't think people really care about that in New York. If I'm being 100%
in Atlanta,
honest.
it was a huge thing.
Yeah, living in New York, people care about maybe where you went to school, where you work, where you're from, but it quite literally never comes up in conversations.
Yeah.
When I was first moving to New York, one of my provides, who I had never met before, was willing to like look at apartments on my behalf, which was like very sweet of her. So you might get some like support and help if you're moving to a new city. Some people I know are very involved with that's the other thing. We're also not involved.
We're undergraduate. We pledge an undergrad.
Yeah.
So if you come in grad or alumni chat, you might have a completely different experience.
Yeah. So I would say some people, it offers them a somewhat of a social circle. I think if you're in part of a chapter meeting, it helps you with philanthropic events. But I wouldn't. It hasn't moved the needle entirely for me. If I'm being 100%, or it also might help broker a conversation.
Absolutely.
So if you know someone's a Delta, you might be able to say, "Hey, Sora, like I would love, insight into X, Y, Z," and they might be more willing to have a conversation with you.
Yeah, probably will be.
Yeah, but I don't think I think there's so many other benefits to it. But me specifically, I haven't had a ton of professional. What was the dress code in Cannes? How are the ladies dressed?
How were the ladies dressed? How were the ladies dressed?
You have to be very careful in Cannes. It's not sickening. It's not. I was thinking, I was naive. It was my first year in Cannes, and it's the south of France. It's warm, it's breezy, it's airy, it's beachy. It is not necessarily giving like high fashions. It's also not giving very sexy. It's not, and not saying that people can't look good, but a lot of Cannes is networking, and a lot of it is making business deals and transactions and all of that. So there were times where we would be at an event, and you could, no shade, no tea, but some people came dressed like they were going to a Grammys after party, and we were at like a networking event, and it would kind of throw you off a little bit. And I don't think the opportunities were as abound, because it was like, why did you really come here? So I think you have to be very mindful of how you show up in Cannes, because once again, it's a specific dress code where it's kind of like, if you know, and if you're not dressing or adhering appropriately, it's kind of like, do you really know what the intention of Cannes is? So I would say a lot of linens, a lot of like flowy dresses, a lot of like, if you were going to a beach, but you wouldn't mind your manager seeing you in your outfit. Everything should be, I don't mind my manager seeing me in this. So a lot of like linens and things like that.
I'm assuming they mean Cannes Lions and not just going to Cannes.
Yes.
Generally.
Yes.
Because I'm assuming that would be different.
Yeah. I also feel like the south of France generally is not like wearing tight lycra. I think you're wearing like very breezy, fun, like lots of silks, lots of linens, lots of like flowy dresses. Maybe you can be high fashion with like the bag and the shoes, but it was very like a fresh off the boat, like yacht, Miu Miu. Yeah, that's kind of what I could think of. Oh, Lord. Child, I went all the way to the bottom.
How do you go about getting this?
What do you think about CultureCon? I love Imani. Imani is my girl. She's a person who started CultureCon. I think it's a great opportunity depending on what you're going for. I've only been once or twice.
I've been once.
Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity depending on what you're looking for.
Yeah.
I might be on the older end of the demographic.
Definitely.
So if you're a creative and if you're in your 20s or early 30s, I think it could be a really great networking opportunity.
Absolutely.
There.
Yeah. Great for networking.
Yeah. I would say great for networking. Yeah.
Generally.
Yeah. Do you think there's a scene in San Francisco? Breathe, baby. Why'd you move to
What
San
type
Francisco?
of scene?
Girl?
Depends on what type of scene. There are certain scenes in San Francisco. I don't know
Like
if it's
what?
a scene of white K leather scene, but I'm not sure if that's
Not
what
white
she's looking
K leather
for.
scene.
I don't think that's what she's going for.
Yeah,
so.
my friends in San Francisco hate it.
Yeah.
Hi, Asia Francis. Oh, man, I went all the way to the bottom. Okay, let me try and see, because I want to be mindful of the people who have been waiting. Jonathan Simkai has nice neck stepping pieces. Oh, I like Ronnie Kobo. I like Autolinger. I like Area. I like the Attico. What other women brands do you like? Hello?
The Attico is good for, it depends on for what though.
Who else? What are like neck stepping brands?
It depends on your budget. Depends on your budget. I don't want to tell them.
Okay, let's do a high brand and a medium brand.
I think, honestly, for ready to wear, Saint Laurent for women is a next step in brand.
Agree.
Like, if you can wear, and you can wear it right, keyword right.
Saint Laurent is it.
You will slaughter people.
Yeah, I think the in-girl brand is Saint Laurent.
Yeah, like, obviously, if you have certain Chanel pieces, not the look, but pieces, it can be if done.
If you're if you're going to like a winter luncheon, maybe.
No, I mean, you could wear. Cardi gets her shit cropped and tailored, and the skirts are short, and she looks like a 90s Barbie. Yeah. Or if it's vintage. But I wouldn't say that brand, but just throwing it out. But definitely Saint Laurent for high end. Medium for women. Next stepping brand. I think it's less about the brand at the medium price point and more about the piece.
I like Christopher Esber.
Because you can have different brands.
Christopher Esber. I like Laquan Smith is next stepping. Sergio Hudson, if you're going to work, I think good next step.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. But aren't those high end though?
I mean, Saint Laurent to me is high end. Gucci is high end. I think you can get a Christopher Esber dress, or what is that other? There's a black designer that starts with a
Christopher John Rogers.
No, not Chris, but also that. What's his name? He starts with a C. What's his name? And I really like a lot of his pieces. But to me, that's like sort of more. I mean, it's the high of mid tier.
Okay.
But you can get a dress for like $200 to $500.
From who?
True.
Not from Laquan Smith.
You're right. That's like $1,000, huh?
Over $1,000. It's not as high as Saint Laurent, but it's not in the hundreds.
Yeah. You're right. Christopher John Rogers is how much?
The thousands. Very expensive.
Okay.
It's probably on Saint Laurent level expensive.
Yeah, Sergio Hudson is.
But you look at the Target collab.
That's what I mean. Yeah, Area also expensive.
Area is expensive too.
I don't know a mid.
I would say with mid, I would focus less on like the brand. Like you can go to Bloomingdale's and just shop a section,
That's
and then
true.
you don't. It is not about the brand. It's just about the fit, the piece, the silhouette.
That's very true. Woo, child. I scrolled all the way down. Advice on good tailors in New York City. Oh, I just go to the one by my house.
So do I.
Sorry. I just go to the ones by my house. Apologies, but put some good tailors in the chat. But yeah, mine is just...
Herman goes to one on the Lower East Side.
Yeah, a lot of people go to ones, I think, or maybe it was Herman who told me about it, but I just go to one that's convenient. Will this be on YouTube? Yes. As a 21-year-old, this is also true. Tips for stepping on next while hosting an event at Art Basel. Are we invited?
Right.
Draw out?
Okay.
Are we invited? Because that sounds fun. Art Basel to me is, I think, very like fun and playful fashion. Like I think you can get away with a lot at Art Basel. Like Cannes is a little bit more like you got to look a particular way. Art Basel to me is fun and sexy.
It's
like,
sexy.
It's very sexy. It's in Miami. Well, she's also hosting an event. So
still, what type? Is it a nighttime? Is it an evening event? Is it what type of event? Is it a dinner? Is it a cocktail event?
Yeah.
It's Miami, so like I would always give it a hint.
Yeah, you can give a little
hint of sex. Like something.
Yeah. I like a nice like jumpsuit you can give. You can give like very flattering dresses. You can get away with bolder colors. You can get away with maybe like even a cutout or two. Miami is very. You can give a cutout dress with a blazer over it. You can give a lot at Art Basel, and it's art and it's fashion, so you can also be a little bit more avant-garde with your look. You don't have to play it super safe. To me, that is like where you can really step on a neck and be a little bit more experimental and sexy.
Have your looks ready for Art Basel.
Have your looks ready. Have your looks ready. Have the jewels ready. Have the bags ready. Have everything ready. Art Basel is so much fun.
Yeah, I love Art Basel.
So much fun. You'll meet a lot of people. Someone said, y'all don't like Coach. I like Coach. He doesn't like Coach. I like this era of Coach.
Yeah, this era is better. I'm not a big Coach fan. Just
Foon Me. Hi, Queen. Hi, Foon Me. I love Foon Me. Okay, ciao. Lash Map. I gave y'all the Lash Lab. Collective Noir. It's a peer network community platform for Gen Z professionals. Love it. We can see you in the mirror.
Oh.
Food Me, we love it. I do love Zimmerman. Oh, Cult Gaia. Why am I forgetting all these brands? Cult Gaia. Yeah, I love Theory. Okay. All the founders are in the chat. I love Sandro too.
Sandro's good.
Sandro's good. I love all these founders. The Brooklyn bag, yes. Charles and Keith, a good brand. Do you know Charles and Keith? Oh, you got the YSL Fleet for tote. YSL Fleet tote for work. Empire Carryall. That's the name of the brand. The Empire Carryall. The ladies in suits are Olivia Pope. Yes.
You have water?
Yeah, right here in the sink. Ooh, someone said be careful of wearing clothing more expensive than your boss. They do pocket watch.
Absolutely.
Good call
and
out.
Also, like, that's gonna mess you up when you're like trying to get a
promotion
raise or a bonus.
Like, she don't need it.
Don't do that.
Ooh, mixing metals. Do you suggest Teddy Blake for bags? Why don't I know any of these brands?
Teddy Blake. I am really big. Like, I'm gonna abstain from that question. I think if you're gonna do, they do the knockoffs, right? I'm pretty sure they do like the knockoff Birkins and stuff.
Oh, that I don't know.
Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they do the knockoff Birkins. Like, you don't want to wear knockoff Birkins.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's be on YouTube. Yes, I think I deleted all the questions. Can we talk about how Americans dress for flights in Europe? Not you reading us for filth. Where are you from, Blaze? London town. Is that where you're from? Can we talk about how Americans dress for flights? In Europe, we really dress up for flights. But she's reading us, y'all, as Americans.
I mean,
you're probably right.
Have you seen Americans? They don't dress up for church, let alone a flight.
Girl, you're not wrong.
I do.
Yeah,
but you don't dress up for a lot.
Yeah, girl. Honey, I'd say, cousin, we need to do a class. Click the link in bio. Class is coming. How do you secure? This is a good question. How do you secure your first invites to more influential spaces like galas and leading ladies events?
Ladies events. What is a leading lady? I mean, I'm sure I know, but like, what's her? I would love to know her example.
Because I've also talked about like leading women defined.
Oh yeah, LWD. Yes.
There's a myriad of ways to get invitations. One is being on a junior board, so you can get an invitation by sitting on a board. And when you're sitting on a board, you'll have the opportunity to go to some of their events. So I think that's a really easy and strong way. And not all boards are expensive. Are you on Alva Daily or the Apollo?
Alva Daily.
I'm on the Apollo. Mine was like $500.
Yeah, mine was like $255. It
yeah,
expensive.
Yeah, and you can also get your company to match.
Yep.
So I would say joining a junior board, and then now you have access to like their galas, events. You can pay for a ticket.
Yep.
Depending on the city that you live in.
If you build mentors,
yeah,
like they will.
I've never paid for a gala ticket.
I've never paid for.
It's either through work.
I paid for the links.
Oh yeah, we pay for the links gala.
But I'm supporting a close friend who I went to college with, who is a member of that chapter. So I want to pay to support her.
Yeah.
But most other things.
Yeah, a mentor will invite us as like, I would say, people keep on asking me about having a social mentor because I think both of us have a social mentors.
I think I have some who just happen to kind of be great at social as well. It just happens that they are. I don't know if that was my intention with them to be a social mentor.
It wasn't my intention.
Great. They just
at that. Social. Yeah, but I do think having a social mentor is important. So our social mentors we have overlap on the same ones, and she'll usually give us a ticket or give us a table or give us an invite.
Or get you, or just information on how to get invited.
Yeah. And then also my job sometimes will purchase tables. So also see if your job, if you work in a corporate setting, has a table at the event. You can also get a ticket that way.
Yeah. Or a friend go as their +1.
Yeah.
I go as her +1, or she, yeah.
any those are the main ways.
Yeah.
Once again, you can always purchase a ticket, but that's like $1,300 oftentimes.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But I would say the best ways are see if your job has access. If one of your mentors is on a board, see if they have access.
Right.
And then joining a junior board.
Yeah.
I've met clients at the airport. Men and have received upgrades because I'm put together. I believe that.
There you go. And that you're never going to lose when you put out your best.
I love that. Okay, I appreciate you. Okay, agreed. Unless it's like a selling job. Okay, HBCUs go crazy with the outfits.
Yep, I loved it. And don't get me wrong, every guy did not dress for class, but it was a culture of dressing.
Yeah. Okay. I think you should still. The better you look, the more you sell. That's facts.
Usually more than the opposite.
How to level up as a private chef. I think someone else asked that question. We're waiting for some answers on where you are going socially. But I feel like a lot of private chefs really are leveraging social media to increase business. I see a lot of like, here's a day in my life as a private chef. And I don't think people have a lot of insight into that lifestyle. So they're able to kind of, and it feels like luxury adjacent. So people are very curious about that space. So I would do that.
I think it's going to look different for men and women because I can tell you exactly what some of the men private chefs do. Or chefs do.
Sexual?
No, they just cook with an apron on and no shirt.
Yeah, sexual.
Yeah, yes.
Can you talk about the difference between everyday jewelry and next stepping jewelry? That's a good question. Sometimes I feel so removed. I think good everyday jewelry, honestly, you can go to Majuri, you can go to all of these brands and just get a bunch of like gold jewelry that you can layer. I went on Essence last night and I got this like I said earlier, an Autolinger necklace that's like crystals. It's not everyday jewelry, but they have a lot of like cute layering pieces that are gold plated. I mean, obviously there's full gold, then there's gold plated, and then there's cubic zirconium or whatever. There are a lot of places that have gold plated jewelry, so it's not going to irritate you as much. It's not fully like just like zinc fibers or whatever. So get gold plated jewelry that might run you like $80, $90. I mean, if you get jewelry from like Amazon, it's going to turn green in a couple moments, but get that gold plated jewelry from, like I said, Majuri, Essence, Farfetch. They have some Revolve even has some like cheaper jewelry that is still, and I think for me, not cheaper jewelry, everyday jewelry is stuff that you can like stack and layer. I love when I see people having like a bunch of rings on or a bunch of like necklaces. That can make any outfit look thoughtful and intentional and curated, even if you're just wearing like a crop top and some leggings. If you have like these stacked jewelry and like a sweater around your waist and a bunch of rings and bracelets, things that can kind of like dance on your wrist as you're talking, as you're speaking, as you're moving, that is everyday jewelry.
Right.
Stepping on next jewelry, there's so many layers to that.
It's going to depend.
Yeah.
It's really going to depend because there's going to be certain rooms where, I mean, here's the thing. You always want to give your best. But particularly when you're in like at a gala, if we were at Dance State of Harlem gala together, there's certain women there that, when it comes to jewelry, you're not even gonna not right now, right? Yeah. So it's just about giving your best.
And I think it's also signaling I know what I'm doing and I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
So I mean, in a lot of those rooms, Cartier and Van Cleef is starter pack jewelry, which I think generally Cartier and Van Cleef is starter pack. Oh,
well, it is but it's not to most of America.
Yeah. But that's kind of like, oh yeah, you're wearing the necklace. Like, obviously you are. So I think in some of these spaces, if you can't afford to do it, like there's Cartier, Van Cleef, then there's like Robert Prokop, then there's brands that are just heirloom jewelry that costs
Bulgari.
Yeah. I want a Serpenti.
Even at Van Cleef, there are levels to Van Cleef.
Yes, there are levels to Van Cleef where it's ultra high fine jewelry. We're talking about you could buy a house with that jewelry. In those spaces, I think if I were coming into these spaces, like a gala for the first time, I would wear some jewelry that is signaling I know what I'm doing here. So maybe it's like a Van Cleef. There's like that one pendant, Alhambra, but it's like a singular pendant. It's not as expensive. Maybe you can get, or even like the bracelet that's a singular bracelet. Mm-hmm. And then I would stack it with other gold plated jewelry or cheaper jewelry. So at least it like signals, I know what I'm doing here. And then I would lean into having style. So maybe not everything, if I can't do expensive all the way, I would do one thing that signals, okay, I'm doing my thing, but also that I have style. So maybe it's a really nice brooch. Maybe it's layering it with a bunch of other bracelets that are more affordable. But I would signal a little bit as best as I can and then compensate with style.
And be clear, just because you wear everything that's designer does not mean it's stylish or looks good. And a lot of people are the most stylish where they can mix and match high and low.
Agree. Abby says she has a blog post on what to wear. I don't regret anything of my
Royal weddings.
Where do you see royal weddings?
Someone said something about what else. Royal weddings
have great hats.
Yes, they do.
There's a great place. Yes, a lot of chefs shoot out of hotels or Airbnbs and shoot their content. How do you source pieces when minding your spend online, having a trusted sales associate? I will always use a sales. I think I would say if I have a spend to do, I would okay. If you're buying if you're buying certain pieces, like when I was abroad, I spent a good amount, but I knew certain pieces I could only get abroad. So I was not going to wait for a sales associate and build a relationship with a sales associate in America because they just wouldn't have those pieces. It's more affordable abroad. You get the VAT tax, more exotics in certain locations. I am a firm believer of building a relationship with a sales associate because I think there's a lot of benefits that come with that. You get invitations to events.
Yep.
They will be able to pull special order items for you. And like my sales associate was like, hey, got this bag in today. Do you want it?
Yes.
Like there's an event in the Hamptons happening. There's a Gucci private shopping event. Here comes it. So I'm a firm believer of if you're going to spend, don't spend it online because it just goes into the void unless you're spending lower amounts and you can get it on sale.
Right.
Sales associate. So if you're going to make a big purchase, I would make it in the store with your sales associate.
Can I offer a different?
Yeah.
I agree, but I also think it depends on like what your intention is. So like
you're at so many times
because people you have to know. So like when it comes to sales associate, you're exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
But all that stuff she mentioned has to, and I'm guessing it does to most of you. But you have to really want to have one. You have to have the money for that. So let's keep it above. When you have a sales associate that you work with regularly, they are expecting you to shop. They have to make money.
Yeah.
And then so when you're invited to certain type of events, you're not just invited because they like you. You're invited because you have a certain relationship with the brand and you spend with the brand. So if you have the resources and you want to build a relationship, you have to do that.
That's true.
But if you want the piece and it goes in the sale, and your intention and all you care about is having the outfit, the look for the event, and you don't care about building a relationship with the brand because you have no plans of spending with that brand extensively, then you need to get that online.
Period.
Now, if it comes to certain types of products, to again back to your point, you're not getting a Birkin or a Kelly in the store if you don't have a relationship with the brand. It's not happening. You're not even getting limited edition pieces from Louis Vuitton in the store if you don't have a relationship with the brand. So it all depends on what you can afford and what your intention is.
Yeah, good point. I think my thing is I didn't realize sometimes that you buy expensive pieces and you look up and you've spent 10, 15, 20, well, whatever, any amount of money, and you're like, damn, I threw this into the void.
True.
When had I put this with a sales associate, I could have gotten invitations to a fashion week show or invitations to XYZ had I spent that more intentionally. Yeah. But you're absolutely right. Like, if you just want one piece or you only have an intention of buying one thing a year, honestly, the sales associate is going to be hounding you. It's too much.
Can I have one more thing?
Yeah.
One of our homegirls we have a few homegirls who are Hermes clients, and one of them said, who has an extensive collection of bags, she was like, if I only wanted one Birkin or Kelly, I would get it resale. I would not spend the time and the effort up in here with these folks building a relationship. I would just do that. So just keep that in mind too.
Yeah. Okay, how are you feeling? Let's do our last two questions.
Yeah. I have my dinner in the fridge.
Oh my God, we have so many questions.
I'm good. I mean, I don't do this as often as you, so.
Sis, I just came in here. Hi, Pearly Tooth Dog, speaking and engaged. Hi, Pearly Tooth Dog. Oh, okay, no, that's right. With the blondes, I love it. Can you speak to? Oh, I love what you're teaching, but can you speak to why expensive is equal to aptitude? I don't think I get that question. Can you reframe it for me? Do you get it?
I'm assuming. I don't want to. I can only assume because I don't completely get it. I'm thinking it means like, why do you think expensive equals like being of substance? Is that
I don't know.
Or equal substance? Am I wrong? I could be wrong.
Do you feel that way?
I just said. I mean, I think it depends on what it is. Like I think you get what you pay for when it comes to clothes. So I think. It depends on what you mean. Like, if you're talking about expensive clothes equaling, like, being of good quality, I think a lot of the time they are going to be of better quality than less expensive clothing just because of where they're made, what they're made of, etc. It doesn't mean they're worth what they cost. Now, if you're saying, what do we think dressing expensively makes you a person of substance?
Oh, I meant people of value. Yeah. I think
that's a person of substance, then I don't
I don't think we've said that. Some raggedy people I know are very expensive, but no, I think for context of what we're talking about, here's what I know to be true.
Put the glasses on.
Here's what I know to be true. I feel like my parents are immigrants, right? And so to them, education was paramount. Navigating social circles, networking, all of that, they did not have a huge emphasis on. They wanted to have me have the best education possible. While that was fair and right and true and all of that, I think there is a big component, particularly in American culture, I don't know if this is everywhere, but in American culture where meritocracy is only half of it, the other half is networking, a personal brand, and understanding perception. So what I missed out on from my family, even though they have amazing values and were successful and did everything in their own right, were entrepreneurs, all of that, they didn't grow up in America. They didn't really understand the personal brand, and they're Jamaican. They grew up in a majority Black country. They didn't have all of these like class and equity, and like all of this was very new to them. So I say that to say that there were a lot of things that I had to learn on my own. And one of the things that I had to learn is perception matters as you're trying to navigate in different spaces. People meet you and people are making immediate assessments of you. Yeah. And sometimes I like to ease that assessment by giving them cues and markers of how they should perceive me. Now, I can do everything that will ultimately change their mind of me. I can do everything to throw that away or to amplify or enhance that. But I say all that to say that often it doesn't. Value and expensive have nothing to do with each other. But what I wish I knew is that people are clocking you all the time.
They absolutely are.
You need ownership, or they're not, but you need ownership of your narrative. I don't want, it's naive to believe that that people are just looking at you and be like, oh my God, this is a wonderful person. I wish we all could live in an idyllic state like that. But that's not the reality. Once they get to know you, then people can make deeper and better assessments of you. But your responsibility in this world is to do your part and show up on your part and give people information on how to engage, move, and navigate. Because otherwise it's an uphill battle that I'm personally not willing to climb. So that's why I'm saying, look, expensive doesn't mean a person of value. Expensive doesn't mean you even have to do it all the time. But I wish someone did tell me a lot of this earlier. Take what makes sense and leave the rest.
Yeah, ditto.
There it is. Graph. Yes, Graph is a good one.
Yeah,
y'all are putting us on.
Those are two good ones. Very good ones.
My phone's dying. Okay, Graph and show. Do you want to do some of the questions, Aaron?
Yeah,
you got
sure.
me scrolling. You scroll up to the top.
I don't know. Okay. Oh, that was great.
That was a while ago.
Where show me where to start.
I love Andra Emea. Yes. Okay, I'll show you where to start.
I'm ready for my next. Some of these are comments.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
You're ageless. Girl, I'm only 32. Y'all acting like I'm old. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate that, honey. I appreciate that, boo. Lady Dior bag. You know I just bought my Lady Dior bag, y'all. My exotic. Oh, let me see if my Gucci dress. Keep talking, but let me see if my dress.
That's a nice neck pieces. I don't see any questions, just like comments.
Keep scrolling at this a lot.
Yeah. Oh my God. Comments are wild.
What does it say?
Damn, Yoshi bad.
Don't get distracted. Keep talking to the people.
Tall energy. We love that. We love tall energy.
I think this is my dress, y'all.
All right, it's just like comments. What are your favorite jewelry brands? Heirloom? Is there?
I think people answer that.
Is there any more? Oh, this is a good one. Is there any wiggle room for black tie attire? A dress I love a little above ankle.
Oh, I think that's fine for black tie, a little above ankle.
Yeah, I think it depends on. Usually, if it's like black tie optional, that's perfectly fine. Like if it's black tie required, I probably would do full to the ground.
Yeah, I agree. It also depends. Are you going to a wedding versus are you going to a gala? If I'm going to a wedding, I might be a little bit more flexible. If I'm going to a gala or like a social networking event,
don't be flexible in my wedding.
Oh, caring.
Yeah, caring.
Yeah, I was like, yep. Y'all want to see my dress? Okay, what else we got?
Alright, blah, 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 blah. Is it... booked.
Child, you need to practice running the live.
Look, I'm trying. I mean, these are comments.
Okay.
How do you tell?
I have bricks for feet.
Oh Lord.
Same.
I think some of these we saw.
Okay, then scroll down. Okay, child. Okay, hold on. Let me do this. Any wiggle room for black tie? Favorite jewelry brands? Oh, Majori. Make sure your workout clothes are clean and presentable. Is La Femme LA? Oh, we've seen La Femme.
Yeah.
I don't own
good.
it.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't own any,
no
but I think some of our friends have it and like it. Oh wow, you look taller. You have tall energy. She definitely has tall energy. Period. Y'all think I'm 6'1"? I always wanted to be tall. Why are you looking at me like that?
6'1"?
I always wanted to be a tall girl. Love this conversation. I went to Howard Fashion Show.
Yep.
We know. Moving back to New York after 5 years abroad. Any tips on how to reconnect on the scene and jobs?
Moving back to New York after 5 years abroad. Any tips? I would say definitely find an organ. I would say either through work, organization, or board affiliation. So an easy way, like again, if you work at like a large company like a Google, can we say where we work?
Yeah.
Okay, where we worked, like we worked at Google. So like getting involved with that Google network was great, and then that led to a lot of social events, both in-house and outside of that. Getting on like a junior board or affiliated with some type of organization that you're passionate about, particularly if they have a younger board, that's going to like a younger junior board, or they're just a younger organization, that'll open you up to events. And then if you're a part of any organizations already, like fraternity, sorority, any type of social organization, that, or your school's alumni association is also a good way as well if they have an active alumni association in New York. What do you think?
Well,
where's the dress? All right.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think, oh, look at her, y'all.
That's beautiful. Oh, it's more pink in this light.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's
Isn't
really
she so
beautiful. Look at the bead, though. Oh, it's different color. It's like all the beads are like
iridescent.
They're like iridescent.
Y'all, my dress is here. I think I'm gonna wear this for my birthday. Look how cute
That would be dope.
Yeah, what am I doing for my birthday?
What birthday number is it for you?
Not a milestone.
Yeah, why would you do that for your birthday then?
Because I can.
True. Okay.
Yeah.
Facts.
Okay. Sorry for the distraction, y'all, but I need to stand up.
We've done on a budget a few times.
Okay. Jody, in my profile picture, do I have the right look? Oh, child, it's so small. I might have to look at your profile picture later. I can't see much. But based off of your skin color, I like the dark hair. I would always say, y'all, find your doppelganger. Find people who look like you. And then look at their height, look at their skin tone, all of that, and then figure out who looks like you, and then use that as a litmus test.
If it's good.
Oh, for 7.
Like, I mean.
Who's your doppelganger?
I don't
think you have one. Who's Aaron's doppelganger, y'all?
I don't know.
American Eagle, TJ Marshalls. Oh, yeah. American Eagle, PacSun. Those are good ones.
Oh, yeah, PacSun. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Those are good ones. I haven't been 17 in a long time. I'm not D9, but my college. Oh, she's a Spelman girly. We love Spelman.
Sister.
If I could go back, I don't know if I would go to Spelman, because I don't know if I was ready for Spelman, honestly.
I made it through, but not Spelman. But if I can make it, so can you.
I think I need it, because I came from a very small town in Massachusetts. I think I needed my college to help transition me. Jumping right into Atlanta.
It was a jump. It was the best time, though.
I would have lost my mind in Atlanta.
People did. But I was like, but if you're like really busy, if you take school seriously, like for me, like my experience kept me so busy because I did everything. So I got into some mess freshman year, but after that, like I was so involved. Like I just didn't even have time.
Doing runway shows.
Yeah, doing homecoming, planning homecoming. Like I was so involved. Like it kept me focused.
Yeah. Okay. Is the fashion in Cannes more Hampton or more Greece? I feel like, in my opinion, Hampton's and Greece fashion aren't that far apart. I think Hamptons is a little more neck steppy, so I would say it's maybe a little bit more Greece. I also think Cannes Lions is going to change. I think a lot of people have been making videos about Cannes. I think a lot more people are going to go. I think it's going to get a little bit edgier. Like even Martha's Vineyard.
Everything has changed. That's happening with everything.
I think Martha's Vineyard is also starting to turn into like a party scene.
Yeah, it's like an activation.
Yeah, it's activations and parties, whereas before it was like families go to rest. Martha's Vineyard though.
They still go.
I don't know. It's a little.
I love Martha's Vineyard. I love Martha's Vineyard. That's what we did for. I loved it. I love it. Honestly,
I think you have to go prepared. I think you have to understand what it is. I think a lot of people go to Martha's Vineyard expecting it to be fun and parties and all of that.
It was fun for me.
We know, but I'm talking about. You said it.
I think it depends on what your intention
That's what I say.
is. But I feel like people have to like everything can.
Well, what I'm saying is if you're going for it to be a turn up, that's not what you're going to get. You're going to get hanging out on in people's homes, barbecuing, grilling, all of that.
Yeah, that was it.
So, how do you go about getting a stylist? Aaron, would you consider yourself
I'm a style consultant.
Style consultant.
So there's a difference. I have friends who are like celebrity stylists. That's not what I do. Like I would say image consultant. I don't like how that sounds. That's why I'm a wardrobe and interior consultant. But that is a part of image, right? Mm-hmm. Because I think a stylist is the way I think it depends on what you're looking for. Like you can have a stylist that like works with you for a specific event. And then you can have someone that works with you longer term to like help you define your style and build out your look and your wardrobe over time. And those are two different things. How you find one, I think, I mean, if you have a lot of money, then you can go with a celebrity. But if you don't, there's a lot of people like on social media you can find like that do. I do fashion content more on Instagram, and that's how a lot of I primarily work with men, FYI. But a lot of them find me through that. And so they'll see my posts, they'll see my outfits, and then they'll just reach out and they'll know I have this business. So if there are any women, I'm assuming you're a woman, I'm assuming.
Allie.
If there are any women you follow that like put out particular fashion content on like social media, and you can see they're maybe not like a big celebrity stylist, reach out to them. And if they don't do it, I'm sure they know people who might be able to help you.
Yeah. Mine was a gift from a man I was dating.
Well, and that was a fun event. That was a fun time.
He did his big one. I was dating this guy who, what a time.
That was a time. That was a time.
It was so fun. Who gifted me a stylist and tickets to shows and things like that. He did his big one on that one. But I still have the relationship with the stylist now. So the stylist will still invite me to things. But yeah, he had spent so much money with particular brands and that's the other thing. If you have a stylist, it's similar to like a sales associate. You have to spend so much money because the stylist that I'm talking about and work with and was introduced through him, his minimum, like he charges per hour, but it's not crazy expensive. He takes a percentage of what you purchase.
What you purchase.
And what you're purchasing is $5,000, $15,000, $20,000. Yep. So
it depends on the level of stylist and who they work with and their fee structure.
They have a relationship, and
their fee structure.
Yeah. But he was only like maybe $300 an hour, but you were buying clothes at minimum $5,000. So
what do you think of CultureCon?
We already talked about that one.
Yeah.
Hi, the Asia Francis. What would you suggest wearing to CultureCon? It's very casual.
Very casual.
Yeah.
Something like fun though.
I was gonna say it's very like arts, culture, creative fashion. So I like brands like Hanifa. I think Hanifa is really cool.
My friend does PR for me.
Yeah, I think like Hanifa, not super formal. You could wear jeans and like a cool jacket. Like cool jackets, cool outerwear, cool dresses, bright colors. I think do really well at CultureCon.
Yeah, last year I wore that ERL lavender hoodie. ERL is like, it's more of an artsy brand to the point of this event. But it is high. They did a collab with Dior. I wore like some jean shorts, some cuff jean shorts, and some like my Marc Jacobs Doc Marten boots. So like something that's a little, but still not like crazy, but fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's not the most like conservative space, so you have some capacity there. How would you recommend fitting into networking spaces with VCs? Woof.
Wouldn't you like building on like relationships you already have?
Yeah, with you're referring to venture capital, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Recommended fitting into networking spaces with VCs. I need to talk to my entrepreneur friends a little bit more.
Yeah.
I would say, from my understanding of like fitting into VC spaces, child, my brain is dead.
Yeah.
I think you have to be very comfortable with people not being totally bought into your idea in a lot of these spaces, and being comfortable and having resolve around that. I also think there's a lot of like underrepresented or women's VC organizations that you can get a lot of community from, and I would recommend leaning into that. Venture capital is also a little bit more earthy, crunchy than like a private equity or a hedge fund. So It's a little bit more lax, a little bit more casual.
Right.
So you can have a little bit of flexibility there. But honestly, I have not networked with venture capital people in quite some time.
Not professionally.
Tips on going to events solo.
That's like solo, like you don't know anyone there, or solo as in you're not going with the date, but you will know people there.
Let's say she doesn't know anyone there.
I haven't done that in so long.
I do that all the time.
Like a social? Like what do you mean?
I'm assuming a social
like
event.
A gala?
I'm assuming let's say a social event where she's going alone. I would say, look good. Offer conversation pieces with what you're wearing too. I think if you're wearing like an interesting color or something like really cool or interesting, that will allow people to come up to you or have conversation with you, and that could like sort of break some of the ice. Have good questions in your back pocket. Don't interrupt groups of 2. Like look for groups of like 3 or more to begin to have a conversation with them. And don't also use your phone as a crutch. Have something in your hands or something to like kind of keep you busy if there's ever like a lull or an awkward moment. And also practice small talk. Unfortunately, like a lot of those events, especially if you're going alone, there's a lot of opportunity in it because you won't be with your friends and you won't have that crutch. But also practice the art of small talk. Like it's really painful sometimes, but in events where you don't really know a lot of people, that's the best.
Yeah.
What do you suggest shopping at? I think we've answered that.
Or high. I'm ready for my next
purchase. Chanel Classic or Chanel Vanity. I think we would have to know
budget?
and I also think we would have to know what you already have.
Yeah.
A lot of. If you're building your purse repertoire, wardrobe, always start with classic colorways and classic bags. But if you're already have a couple classic bags, then I would suggest, I think the Chanel Vanity is cute, but the Chanel Classic you'll get a lot more wear for in a lot of different settings. Ooh. DEI professionals. Hi, Giselle. Any essential social networking tips for DEI professionals?
Be inclusive.
Child. DEI professionals. I haven't been in a purely DEI space in a long time.
Yeah.
It's rare that, no, that's not true, because Martha's Vineyard and Cannes has a lot of like DEI specific events, like the CDO Summit is there. I don't know, I think there's DEI is so interesting right now. I would say DEI, there's a lot of doom and gloom in the DEI space, so I think be mindful of that. I think be mindful of like who you're engaging with. There's also a difference between DEI practitioners and people who just so happen to do DEI. So make sure that you're positioning yourself as a practitioner. I think a lot of people are like, hey, I was a lawyer and then my company tapped me to be the head of DEI. So demonstrate like your knowledge of DEI as a business practice versus like it was kind of something to do. And I also think the more that you can like ground yourself in data and information in these spaces, because once again, it's a lot of like, sometimes it can be a lot of like talking points or doom and gloom, DEI is under attack or whatever, but
just fluff generally.
Yeah, but make sure like you have talking points that are rooted in like business outcomes. I think will make you look even more impressive in those spaces versus saying some of these like fluff talking points that we often hear that are like headlines everywhere. Talk about like legislation, talk about how DEI drives the bottom line, talk about representation data. Those McKinsey studies, like women in the workplace studies are really great. I would study those. But other than that, for social networking, I don't think there's any like specific things you need to do from a social networking space, but from like a professional networking space, being more proximate to data and facts, I think will serve you well, because, you know, not everyone is. I've met high net worth clients, men, and had upgrades. We already saw that one.
Yeah.
Blaze. Ooh, difference between white and black social spaces is the next stepping different. When was the last time you were in a white?
It depends on, well, I know about, so it depends on the level of the white space. Like, if you're hanging out with Lawrence and Domingo, then no, and then the next stepping is on another level.
Yeah.
Because what are we at the New York, the opening night of the New York City Ballet, or are we like at the Junior League of, I don't know, somewhere in the Midwest? That's gonna be different, right? And so, like, in New York, like, I've been fortunate enough to go to, like, I think the top black stuff in New York. When I, like, in terms of galas and things like that.
Yeah.
I went to the opening night of the New York City Ballet
Sickening.
in September. It was not
even
what we
close.
were talking. It was literally
Who did you go to the ballet with?
a friend.
Oh.
No, I know someone who I went with someone who
Yeah, I went
invited
to
me.
School of American Ballet Gala.
It was literally, I was
insane.
sitting behind Caroline Herrera. Like, people were in couture gowns.
Yeah.
Like, it was New York high society. And so it really depends on the space. It's not really even comparable.
Yeah.
Like, but in terms of, like, if that wouldn't be the case, maybe in another part of the country.
Right.
So it depends.
Is the next stepping different? Dare I say, I don't spend a ton of time at white spaces, so I don't have a ton of context.
True. What are you going to say?
I think there is a lot of critique in the black community in a way that I don't know if you will always. I think non-black folks are critical at times in certain ways, but I do think in the black community there is a hyper criticism at times that comes with. You disagree?
No, I don't even know. I'm seeing where you're going.
Oh, I think there is. For example, if I'm going into non-black spaces, I don't feel like there's so much of a pocket watching of like the bag, the shoes,
Got it.
I do feel like in black spaces there is this sort of, maybe it's a little bit more insular of like, okay, what bag is she wearing? What shoes is she wearing? I think in white spaces, like, if she's here, she must be somebody.
Right, they know you got it.
They know you got it.
She's wearing a black pantsuit.
Yeah.
She donated half of the money
Exactly.
for this event.
I do think in non-black spaces there's a little bit more flexibility on next stepping, and I think they're like, well, if she's here, she must have donated, she must be that girl. We don't really. What else? We don't know. And we see tech billionaires walking around all the time, and like, a Zara T. So I do think there is a little bit more emphasis on perception in monolithic, underrepresented spaces. Potentially. That's my thoughts. It may or may not be accurate, but let me know if you feel the same way. How would you describe Lori Harvey's style?
Her style?
Yeah.
Or her look?
Her style.
Her style is, I think, high femme tomboy.
I think she gives that sometimes. I think other times it's like very sexy it girl look, and then there's the high femme tomboy.
Yeah, maybe I was trying to incorporate the sexy into that.
The
I don't think she has one. I think she has two distinct styles.
Yes, agreed. I think she gives.
She has her daytime and her nighttime.
Yeah, agreed. Laquan Smith, they're high end YSL, or luxury. They're all designer. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Brandon Blackwood. Yeah, I love Hanifa. What are examples of put you on hobbies?
Put on for what?
Oh, I've talked about this in other videos. Expanding your social repertoire via hobbies. So that would be something like serving on a junior board would be a good hobby. Even volunteering. Certain organizations in New York City, the people who are like serve as mentors to volunteer, these are people who are mostly like corporate professionals. So that there's like networking embedded in the hobby. I would also say, I think like a tennis clinic can be a put you on hobby depending on how you do. Toastmasters is a put you on hobby where you're meeting with other people who are looking to improve their elocution, and that's like a hobby that can put you on. Any others? I think fashion and art is a put you on hobby.
Yeah, definitely getting involved with like the arts in some way.
Yeah.
Particularly if you live in a city where that is emphasized, I think would be great. Like something like the Frick.
Yeah.
Or Young Patrons Board or something like that.
Yep. Non-black spaces think Sophia Richie Grange style. I agree with you on that. Even in black spaces, think Sophia Richie Grange style. Can't go wrong.
Sophia Richie Grange.
Oh, people.
Brain.
Angelina looks like is in here. Hey, girl.
Angelina?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, hey.
Any tips on navigating DC social scene as a first generation non-sorority, not in political scene?
Ooh. Any tips? Are you out of college, or are you in college, or are you just living there as a professional? Because that's gonna.
Let's say she's living there as a professional.
Any tips?
Oh, DC is so tricky to me. DC is such an interesting city, especially if you're not in politics.
Pretentious too.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be. People wouldn't care if you were in New York like that about some of this stuff, but I do think there's more emphasis in DC. I'm from Virginia, and my family lives in the DMV.
I would say join a members-only club and then join a board, and I think that will give you optionality in terms of networking, and then get a good hobby. I don't think the sorority part matters as much in DC, but not the political scene. I think most people are like, that is their.
That's their Hollywood if you're in LA.
Yes, that's their Hollywood.
Entertainment industry.
Yeah, that's their Hollywood. That is their currency, is proximity to the political scene.
Yeah.
So I would say networking via organizations would be a great way. What are some finance events and organizations to join Hindus? Can you reframe that? To join Hindus point for New York City ones? Can you reframe that, Deandra? Oof, working corp. Okay. How many other? Okay, I think we're gonna do. Whoops. How long have we been on this thing?
How long have we been on?
Child, 2 hours and 10 minutes. All right.
Oh, really?
Y'all, this will be on YouTube. We are so happy you were here.
Yeah,
it was so good to see y'all. And this will be on YouTube afterwards if you want to. And don't forget to click the link in bio for additional information. And I will see y'all soon.
Peace.